Well, this says we're live, so I guess we're live. All right, this is Kuntry 3D. Welcome to the Country Club. We are hosting the Friday night 3D channel 3D printing community hangout. I'll get it right in a minute. So tonight we're going to talk about ERRF and all things ERRF that we're bringing, other people are bringing, swag giveaways, you know, whatever we want to discuss about ERRF, and that's the topic, and we'll squirrel off as needed. So I guess now is when I do this is my first time hosting, so this is new to me. This is when I do introductions. So I'm gonna start from left to right. First we have Xander and his sidekick Glenn from Fun King 3D. You're still muted.
Unmute the mic, you.
There we go.
I was going to say, I guess now that you presented it that way, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let Xander do the whole thing. So go ahead, buddy.
I'm Xander, and this is my peasant Glenn. And we're Fun King 3D. We are 3D print. You do the rest.
Suddenly the student is no longer the master anymore. Hello, everybody. I am Glenn.
I'm Xander.
He's mouthful of Cheetos or Cheez-Its.
Peasant.
We are Fun King 3D. We are a father and son team who does 3D printing and some electronic projects, and mainly YouTube videos. And we can be found everywhere at Fun King 3D. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Xander does Xander's Thing Thursdays on Thursdays, because it'd be stupid to do Xander's Thing Thursdays on a different day.
But it's always on Wednesdays. Why is it always on Wednesday?
That's it for us.
All right, so next up on my list is Mr. Martin.
Yeah, hi. I'm Marteinn. I have a channel called 3DP Iceland. I do several things on my channel, doing reviews of filament and testing out stuff, but mostly doing those landscapes. And those are the landscape I've been sending out to other YouTubers, and I'm going to bring a bunch of those on my trip to ERRF. So I'm going to see you there, and I'm going to do giveaways. And that's what I've been doing lately, printing out those landscape I'm painting. It's a quite fun project to do. And I recently got a CR10 printer, and now I can print very large prints. So it's like this big prints. So it's quite bigger than I could do on my MK3 printer. So that's me. Famous for landscapes, I guess. so I'm done.
Okay. All right. So next on my list is that guy in red. We're going to skip him. We're going to go to the man in black himself, Mr. Midnight Giant Mike. There you
go. All right. I am the Midnight Giant. Basically, what I do all day is think of crazy, weird fantasy weaponry and decide to make them a reality, from adding electricity to them to make them split apart in weird ways. That's pretty much it for me. Not much to it.
All right. Then the lady herself, Miss Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky Soma. You can find me at TGAW on Twitter, and I have a YouTube station that actually has 2 recent YouTube videos on it. Yes. And that's at youtube.com/tgall3d. If you are coming to ERRF, you most likely will see me. I think I'm going to be helping out with the registration and ticket sales. And I would really, really, really appreciate if you buy your tickets ahead of time, so I can have more time talking about 3D printing and less time swiping credit cards.
Okay. And y'all know me. I'm Kuntry 3D. This is my channel you're on, so you know how to get here. If you haven't, like and subscribe and all that stuff down below. But you can catch me on Twitter. It's Kuntry 3D. You can catch me on Facebook. It's Kuntry 3D. You can catch me pretty much anywhere. It's Kuntry 3D. It's kuntry3d.com if you want to check that out. If you want to email me, it's kuntry3d@gmail.com. Now I'm going to turn it over to the man of the hour, who's going to have most of the stuff that we're going to discuss here really good, is from this man. Here's Mr. Matthew Flinchball from How I Do It.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt from How I Do It, like Walter said. I do a little bit of everything, but as of late, been active on Twitter and primarily organizing the Friday night hangouts. So I was gonna cut right to the chase and announce the contests and giveaways that the Friday night 3D printing community hangout's gonna do at ERRF. But instead, I decided I'm gonna change things up a little bit since we do have a ERRF representative with us. And let's kick off the stream and let Vicky explain what ERRF is, when it is, where it is, and any other useful information she feels fit.
Okay, so first off, the event, we really want to embrace 3D printing and celebrate the 3D printing community, which you guys are all a very big part of. And we're just having a big 3D printing party. It's going to be in Bel Air, Maryland, and it's going to be June 23rd and 24th. If you are going to be an exhibitor, which you may want to be an exhibitor because E3D is going to be sponsoring hors d'oeuvres on Saturday night for exhibitors and sponsors. So if you get that exhibitor table and it's the same price as an adult admission, then hey, you can come and join us for some appetizers after the event. But anyways, if you are an exhibitor, you also have set up on Friday evening as well. And you can get tickets at Eventbrite. It is ERRF2018.eventbrite.com. So what you can expect, we have a lot of sponsors there. I hear rumors that Repcore is going to be unveiling a new product, and some of the other sponsors are unveiling what we think might be a new printer. So that would be fun to see. And then we have people in the community, exhibitors who are sharing their work, which I think if it's anything like Maker Fairs, it's going to be totally inspiring and just help fuel the ideas in your own head of things that can be done. We also have a speaking stage that is sponsored by Printed Solid, and we have a great deal of wonderful speakers that I'm excited about, including Becky Button, and then we have Josh Ajima from Design Make Teach, and then, oh gosh, I hope I can pronounce his name right, Scott Latine from Marlin Firmware would be there. He's going to be kick off our speaking stage at 11 on Saturday, I believe. And then on Saturday, we're doing a 3D printed derby, and it's not a demolition derby, it is a pinewood derby, just like what the Cub Scouts do. And so it's same track. We have an official Cub Scout track that is sitting in Chris Pileski's basement right now. And you're using the same kind of wheels, which I totally have a wheel here. You're using the same kind of wheels that you can easily buy. I got mine at Lowe's. You can buy them online as well with these little nails. And you're running through the same dimensions. You're trying to make a car that's no more than 5 ounces. And the only difference is instead of making it out of pine wood, you are 3D printing the main body of the car. And we're seeing a lot of creative cars out there. Just today, from a Printed Solid, it's a car that's all benchies. They just have like a flatbed and it's covered with benchies. So it's truly celebrating 3D printing. May not be a contender for speed. I think Matt, your Friday night 3D printing community hangout car might be a contender for speed. But that will be on Saturday. We will ask that you bring your car in at 10:30 to 11:30. We'll make sure that it's going to fit the dimensions to actually run on the track. It's not overweight. You'll have time to add weights if you want to get it up to weight. So that'll be from 10:30 to 11:30. And then at Saturday at 1, that's when the racing will begin. And so that should be pretty fun. And I'm just expecting to have some great personalities that are coming. Mitch 3D is coming in from Texas, and he owes me some Taco Bell, so we're going to have some Taco Bell there. Carmelo is coming, and I think he's bringing his rollerblades, so I'm going to pack my rollerblades just in case there's an opportunity. And we have Marteinn from Iceland is coming as well, and Kat she's from Germany, right? And so it should be hopefully a good community celebration, and I really hope you guys are there, and I hope you buy your tickets in advance, so again, I can spend more time talking about 3D printing and less time swiping credit cards.
I did my part. I got my tickets already.
I may have seen, and you registered a derby car too, right?
I did. I haven't built it yet, but it'll be all right.
Confident.
Plenty of time left.
Yeah, I have my ticket set also.
Yeah, I bought my ticket the very first day they went available. I saw the link and bam, was on it.
Well, I kept teetering whether I wanted to exhibit or not. And then, Chris was kind of helping me along. You should. You're the fun king. Yeah. So yeah, we ended up we exhibited. I don't know what I'm going to show off yet, but
we show off our table.
I might just show off Xander, but
Ask Xander.
I may have something really cool to show off. In fact, I won't. I'll definitely have something very cool to show off. I won't be able to hold it.
A lot of people are keeping their things under wraps. So
well, I've been working on a project since Murph, and hundreds and hundreds of hours into the design, and it's not come to fruition yet. But the design is built, and I'm ready. I'm ready for it to see the world and the world to see it. So I'll at least have the drawings and the renderings of it for people to see. So
okay, so
I'm excited.
So we're gonna release it now, kind of.
Kind of.
Okay.
But don't tell anybody yet.
I won't.
All right, so thank you, Vicky, for giving the rundown on everything going on with ERRF, what ERRF is. So F3D PCH was lucky enough to be sort of sponsored, to be a sponsor of ERRF, and get a sponsorship table. So the moment that I was told that's happening, I was trying to figure out what to do. And it took me about 2 weeks, and we did our community build stream about what it takes to do a community build. And honestly, at the time, there was no thoughts of the Friday night logo and nothing to the scale that I did it at. I actually just yesterday held up a tape measure and realized visually exactly how big this logo is truly going to be. 4 feet by 6.5 feet. And sorry for everybody with the metric system, Martin, maybe you can convert that for me quick. But so we're taking the logo. This is the grid that we're using for it. And at this point, all the pieces have been claimed for the logo. There's a couple of stragglers that haven't at least reported that their parts were printed. If that's one of you, please get your parts printed and shipped out. They have to be in the mail by Monday. And for those of you shipping international from Canada, if you have any, please, I don't know if your post goes tomorrow on Saturday or not, but please get those in the mail because they've been getting held up in customs, especially if you printed more than one part. Apparently, wrapping them up with a lot of plastic and being a big package does not look good to customs. So that's the first thing. We're doing a community build. It's going to be 4 feet tall, 6.5 feet wide.
Matt, that's 1.2 meters by 1.9 meters.
Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. That was such an easy conversion. I probably could have done that in my head.
Oh,
now that I think about it.
Later, but
yeah. I wasn't thinking, it was easy to go from yards to meters and get close. So yeah, this thing's going to be huge. And what's going to end up happening with it, a couple people have asked now, where's it going to go after ERRF? It's actually going to go right back there on the wall, kind of behind the printers. I'm going to, once it's home, print and design a French cleat system so that it can hang on my basement wall here in the office. And then any events that we set up at, it will travel to the events. So it's going to be back out. It'll be at ERRF next year. It'll be hopefully at Murph next year. Anywhere I can make it to, or somebody wants to come pick it up and take it to, it'll be there because it's going to be too expensive to ship it.
Ooh, maybe Maker Fair Nova too.
Ooh, there's an idea. It might be at Nova next year in March. So that's the community build. Current status at this point, everything's claimed. I have at this point, I think 35 people who have offered printers at ERRF if we need any last minute emergency parts. So that's awesome. We're set there. I have, here, let me take my headphones off really quick. All of these boxes are full.
Hey,
And
Walter,
all
while
of
Matt's
these
digging,
boxes are full, completely full of parts at this point.
Walter,
That's
while
everything
Matt's digging
that
around,
has
you'll
been
make
shipped
Vicky a
to
mod
me
on
so
your
far.
channel.
What was that, Glenn? I didn't hear you.
I was just telling Walter to make Vicky a mod.
Oh, so that's what I've got so far in parts. Every day this week, it started out with 2 boxes on Monday that came in, 3 boxes on Tuesday, and every day I got 1 additional box. Although today I didn't make it to my office to pick them up. So that's where we're at with that. If you guys see us, the Friday night booth is sort of kind of a hangout for all the co-hosts. From the sounds of it, people are kind of going to rotate in and out of the table and come hang out. So please come say hi and let us know that you're watching the streams. We know there's plenty of you out there. So the one thing that everybody's been bugging the crap out of me about is I've been announcing and kind of letting on a little bit at a time on Twitter that there are some contests and giveaways going on at our booth. I'm going to run down through all of those tonight and announce everything at this point that we're doing. So to start off with, the first couple of these are contests for the people who have printed parts. Contest number 1 is going to be the one that I already announced on Twitter. If you have a failed print associated, or a failure associated with the Friday night logo part that you printed, bring it along to ERRF or ship it along with your parts if your costs allow for you to get it here. We're going to have the community, the attendees at ERRF, vote on their favorite failed part or failure associated with the logo build.
No, because I'll get edited. Pay attention.
Hey, Mitch, you got to mute your mic. So that's going to be the first one. Most voted on failure, voted on by the attendees of ERRF. So we're going to have a bucket there for people. I'm going to number all the failures and have everybody just write their number down and drop it in a bucket. Contest number 2 for the people who printed parts is going to be the most creative part voted on by the hosts and co-hosts of F3D PCH.
Which I think that's already won.
Yeah, there's.
I actually I started thinking about like, oh, maybe I should try to reprint one of my pieces and make it creative. But then I saw, yeah, and I'm like, oh, there's no hope.
So those 2 contests, the prizes for those are each a roll of the daily build PLA from Printed Solid. And for anybody who's watching, please go on Twitter and thank our sponsors for these giveaways. Every one of these companies or individuals sponsored the prizes at no cost to the Friday night hangouts. So they just did it in support of what we're doing. So that's the first 2, Printed Solid daily build PLA. The second 2 contests are both sponsored by Protopasta, and the prizes for those are $50 in-store credits on their website, on their online store. So the first one, the first $50 store credit is going to the person who prints the most parts. And then the second one will go to the person who has the heaviest individual part. Now, here's the reason why I haven't really announced this, because I wanted, let's see who does everything naturally, who prints the most. I didn't want people blowing up the inbox to claim parts just to win a prize. So we left that one open. Plus, we wanted the parts to stay available for as many people as possible. So that's all the contests that we're doing. Then we are going to be doing a drop your name in a bucket, name and email address in a bucket for anyone in attendance at ERRF. which will be drawn at the end of the day on Sunday. And if the internet allows us to, we're going to try to live stream it on the Friday night 3D Hangout channel on YouTube. But that's all. The live stream is really dependent on the internet connection down there. We don't know how it's gonna react. We're hearing good things, but we won't know till we're there. So we're gonna try to live stream it. If not, we will publish it on Twitter, on Facebook, and also we'll announce it again at the stream the following week. So those prizes are going to be. There are 3 rolls of Matter Hackers Pro PLA that are going to be given away. And there is 1 Protopasta $50 in-store credit that we're going to give away in those drawings. So the last giveaway that we have, we actually, an individual from the community has graciously offered 6 of his 3D prints as giveaways. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want these giveaways. So that individual was Martin. He's bringing along 4 of his landscape prints, which Martin, I don't know if you have those done and painted yet, if you want to hold them up for everybody to see, give you an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to switch cameras. Let me see. Yeah, you can see this. I have laid down on my table. Here's one. You can see here. Here's one. Here's one of a glacier. Here's one. And here's one. Here's one. And here's one. And 2 of those are already accounted for. And this is the last one. So 2 of those have a name on them, but I have 6 that I want to give away to members on the drawing. So I have plenty of landscapes to give away.
So the way those are going to go is Martin and I were discussing before the stream. We're not going to announce the times just yet for ERRF, but at different time intervals throughout the day on Saturday, 4 landscapes will be given away. Drop your name in a bucket, and we'll draw out of the bucket at 4 different times. You must be present to win. All the other giveaways, you do not need to be present. But for Martin's landscape prints, you do need to be present to win those. So that's why we're going to do throughout the day on Saturday 4 drawings. And we'll probably, I got to talk to Vicky and Chris to the side and see if there's access to the PA system, or if we can just announce it at the stage, or how we can go about announcing loudly who won.
For your to get an in on the PA system, you'll need to chum up to Nick Angers. Okay,
I can do that. So yeah, we're gonna we'll figure out exactly how to make those announcements at the time. I'll have to talk to Nick and see if we can get on the PA system. Otherwise, worst case worse, you'll have to come back by the booth around those times to find out who wins. So we're going to do 4 on Saturday and then 2 on Sunday as well. So you have, if you're not making it on Saturday and you're only coming on Sunday, you'll get a chance to win 2 of those as well. Those times will be listed at the booth for those drawings. So that's pretty much sums up everything that's going on at ERRF. Oh, except for one thing, which Vicky talked about. This is the Friday night 3D printing. It's kind of hard to see on camera here, but the Friday night 3D printing community hangout derby car that I've been working on and designing. It's not quite done yet. This is revision number 1, so the painting's just kind of rough. I actually stole some of Jen's metallic orange fingernail polish to do the painting.
I think the orange fingernail polish came out great.
It's a little bit rough in person. The final one's going to be a little better. The letters are a little bit more raised up. This was just the initial prototype. And it's not completely done yet. I'm keeping some of it a secret before ERRF, so you won't see the final version until ERRF.
There's some roughness on the top. Did you print it upside down?
Nope, I printed it just like this.
Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I think it's just the texture that's giving it the rough appearance on the top there. You're talking right here where it rolls over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the texture of the layer lines and the way that build up there that it just makes it look rough, but it's not actually as rough as it looks. So that's everything I think I got. Does anybody know if anything I'm missing there? I was long-winded, sorry.
Mine was long-winded too.
Yeah, we got Mitch coming in. So
Yeah. So, Mitch, if you want to go ahead and take the time to introduce yourself and tell everybody about you, bud.
Okay. I hope the mic isn't feeding back. I'm trying it without headphones. Anyway, I'm Mitch, Mitch 3D. I have the backpack 3D printer. If you haven't seen it, just watch Tom's interview at the MRF. And so I'm going to be bringing that to ERRF. Hopefully. I mean, I will, but after taking it to the Maker Faire, Bay Area Maker Faire, like I'm definitely it needs a little bit of work, so I might be doing that the night before. But anyway, yeah, that's what I do, the backpack printer, and I have a JG Aurora A5 right here that I should unbox, like as you guys are talking. So that's another thing I'm hopefully gonna have on my YouTube channel pretty soon. And the Mitch22 on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there. So
okay, cool. Thanks, Mitch. Eddie Moser said your logo's flipped too. By the way, Mitch, you might need to take your virtual cam and flip your logo. All right, Matt. I guess Mike. You wanna tell everybody what you're bringing, bud, and describe what you're going to be doing at ERRF?
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, a little bit of weird electronic issues here going on. I'm going to be bringing some new weaponry, and I've actually redesigned my whole way I display it. So think medieval castle and blacksmith style. That's why I got the braziers here, and some of my, actually a sneak peek of it, I've got it right here. A new blade design that I created from scratch, and it's actually because of IC3D that they were actually able to sponsor me and help me out with the plastic. But also with it, if you go over to my display area, I'm going to be doing a raffle myself for 3 rolls of their plastic. So just come by and you can have a little slip of paper, and it'll be announcing probably on Sunday. Still trying to work out the technical bits. That's pretty much what I'm bringing to ERRF. Damn, my crazy mind.
Okay, well, I guess I can say what I'm bringing. At MRF, I brought a. Is my logo backwards? Tell me now while we're in chat. I've got low latency on, so I should be able to know.
Yeah. Flip it. What you see on Hangouts, Walter, is actually reversed of what everybody else sees.
Okay, so I need to go back. Hold on just a second. Tell me. Okay, so now it should not be.
Yep, now you're good.
Okay, well,
yeah,
I flipped
made the mistake.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was seeing it backwards, and I'm like, okay, crap. So anyway, I brought a printed printer to MRF, the i3 style, plastic frame extrusion printer. And as you can see on the desk here beside me, I decided to step up the build volume and the type of printer for ERRF. And tomorrow, everybody cross their fingers, tomorrow we will have a printing Hypercube Evo, completely 3D printed frame and parts other than the metal parts and electric, the bed. Everything on here will be 3D printed, and it will have a build volume of 300 by 300 by 300, and this will be on its way to ERRF come next Wednesday. So that's what I'm bringing to ERRF, and I'm glad to say that I won't be alone in the printed printer community this time. We have several people that are bringing their printers, so hopefully I started a trend and we can get more of this stuff going. So. Okay, we got somebody new came in here. Is that George, I think? No, I don't know if he's ready. Nope, he dropped out. Okay. So, I mean, that's what I've got. That's what I'm bringing. And you know, I hope we see a whole bunch of cool stuff at ERRF. Y'all unmute. It's time to talk, right?
Yeah, I want to say that I'm going to have my paintings for show on the Friday Hangout booth. So people can come by that booth and see my paintings. They'll be there until the giveaways. So everybody has a good chance to see those. And that's what I'm bringing. I'm also bringing a bag of maker coins and stickers. So if you get in early, you'll be able to get a maker coin and sticker for my channel.
More people need to bring candy too to ERRF. Like hand out candy.
Dude, people have been shipping me candy in their build parts. I was like, yes.
Oh, hey, so yeah, on the subject of candy, there is no outside food or drink on the arena on Saturday and Sunday. It's lifted for the Friday setup, but you can still maybe get candy. There's going to be an on-site consumption stand that's going to be open throughout the event.
All right, never mind, no candy.
Keep the candy outside the door. Hey, I did forget 2 things to announce as well in my long-winded thing of update. The Friday night hangouts, actually 3 things. Friday night hangouts now has the domain names f3dpch.com, which currently is broken. We're working on that. And then Friday 3D printing community hangout.com is also, if you go to it, you're going to get just the .com. You're going to get a hover page for right now, like a construction page. But that's in the works. If from now on, you will be able to go to currently the Friday 3D printing community hangout.com/live every other Friday to go directly to the streams. So that's going to be another way for people to find out where the streams are. They just have to remember that address. Eventually, it will be the f3dpch.com/live. We'll take you there. The other thing that people have been asking me about, we had some issues with our vendor for our t-shirts and stickers. I've switched to a vendor that's done through Etsy. So when you go to it, it's going to show up as my Etsy shop, mine and my wife's Etsy shop, to purchase the shirts from. But if you look at the description for we now have t-shirts, sweatshirts, beanies, and hats available on there to be ordered. If you look at the description, all the money from that, all the profits from that, with taxes excluded, shipping, all that fun stuff excluded, the fees for the shirts, any profit is going to support the Friday night hangouts for events, registration fees for events like ERRF and MRF, for the website fees, all that stuff. And then I forgot to mention there is one more contest that I cannot release the details on. You'll have to be at ERRF to find out about it, but that will be open to the general attendance at ERRF as well. So those details we'll probably tweet about them once ERRF starts, but we can't announce anything until ERRF. So that's all. Sorry.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. We got a couple new faces in here. Let's go ahead and I think that's George, G33K. If you can, introduce yourself and tell us all about you, and then we'll go to the next person that jumped in.
That's okay. It's Ryan. It's Geek Tech. You can call me Ryan, Draco, Stupid, whatever. I answered all of it.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. So what are we covering in this intro this time, huh?
Go ahead and introduce yourself, Ryan, and if you want right away, what you're bringing to ERRF is where we're at in the conversation.
Oh, okay, that works. But I'm Ryan. I run a channel called Geek Tech. An extremely large amount of nerdy things. The channel is doing a lot more maker stuff than it used to, or it would be if I was uploading more content. As for ERRF, I will be at ERRF. I'm going to be bringing my Hypercube, which is behind me back there. I'm going to solder some wiring probably here in a few minutes. But I'm also bringing for anybody that comes, I have been sent 320 samples of black and white PLA from Ziltech that I will be giving out to anybody that comes and sees me. So that'll be a thing. And I'll have stickers and probably some maker coins and stuff like that too. But yeah.
Okay, and next up, I'm gonna try to get the name right this morning. Ross, is this right?
Yep, that's my name.
Okay.
So I'm Ross, and I run a YouTube channel called Geared On For What, which recently just hit like 50,000 subscribers. It blows my mind. I make cool gearing projects and robotics and weird stuff like that. And I pretend like I know what I'm doing, and so far I've been pretty successful with that. As for what I'm bringing to ERRF, I'm actually not going. It's too far out of the way, and I'm busy with a new job, so I'm not going to be able to make it there. But if I was going, I would bring my new Prusa i3 MK3. So, yeah.
By the way, if I could just say boo.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Boo.
Somebody pick up Ross on your way past.
Leave it to the guy in Minnesota to not come.
Who do we got left, Walter, that hasn't gotten to say what they're bringing or planning to bring to ERRF? I'm bringing a logo that I'm putting together at ERRF.
Well, Glenn said he didn't know. He was bringing Xander, and that's all he needed to bring.
Well, I said I felt like I wasn't bringing anything special, and then I realized I'm bringing Xander, and he's special. So,
they even put him in that special class at school, didn't they?
You did?
I will. I'll have my usual swag. I'm hoping that my stickers get here in time. There seems to be a little bit of a delay in getting them. Hopefully they're here. Otherwise, I only have maybe 25 stickers to give out. But I'll have my maker coins. And then, like I said, I won't physically have my big project, but I will have the drawings and some renderings and stuff. And I'm finally officially ready to share with the public. And I got and I'm not going to disclose it yet, but I got some good news today that is going to help my big secret project move forward, and that's happening at ERRF as well. So the first ERRF ever is going to be very memorable to us here at Fun King 3D.
Yeah, I have some new stick. Why am I still on Ross? I'm still on Ross. That's why he wasn't popping up. I'm slow at this. Y'all gotta like tell me these things. Come on, y'all keep me straight.
I did all that talking, and people only were looking at.
They were looking at Ross's smiling face.
He's better looking than me anyway, so that's fine.
You're not lying.
Oh, and I have new stickers as well. Woohoo! Okay.
Okay, so everybody, anything else anybody wants to bring to ERRF? Vicky, I know you're working at ERRF. Is there are you going to have a table set up?
Yeah, I'm going to have a table.
Is Ryan running your table for you?
No, he's going to be running my children. So my work might have to speak for itself. It's just depending on the workload. And I think it's, I'm going to have a lot of the multicolored stuff. I'm going to have some of my, I'm pretty much taking stuff from all my past maker fairs and aggregating them together. So I'll have embedded items and then a lot of my upcycling items and some of my the aluminum can bracelets and stuff that you would have saw at Maker Faire Nova. There may not be much new for you, Matt, but I think, like most of the people, it'll be new to them. And I have derby cars too.
You have derby cars? Oh yeah, we know you have them. So did you do your own design too, or just the ones for your boys? Is that your entry?
Yeah, I just did for boys. So for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I have two sons, and they both wanted to do derby cars, and one was really easy. He just wanted something with his name on it, and that his Peppa Pigs can ride on, and I brought them. So it's like a pretty easy, simple design to do. I had to print it twice because the first one was overweight. I actually like had plans of, oh, I'm going to put in weights to make sure it's 5 ounces, and it was too heavy. So one thing I did learn when you slice and simplify 3D, the plastic weight setting that it gives you, that it's pretty accurate. It's nothing like their printing times. It was right on the money. It was just like 1 gram away of what the car actually weighed. And then I had a son who was very, very super complicated, and he had a variety of Star Wars vehicles and Halo vehicles and everything. And then what he finally gravitated to was the TV show The Orville. And we laugh and laugh and laugh at that show. So he wanted an Orville-inspired car. So we've got our little Orville that's ready to go. It's gonna look a little different. He's still gonna paint windows and the quantum rings here and everything. And both of these were done in Blender, and we had a phenomenal time with it. Even like this was probably my print that had the most supports ever. And I didn't feel any pain on that because I just gave it to my son, and he got to rip them off.
Hey, Vicky, I do have a question. Is there going to be, there's going to be internet access at
Yes. Yes. And we hear that it's pretty good, but like Matt said, we'll want to check it out when we get there.
Okay. Well, I do have an announcement then that I would like to make, because I believe Chris told me that the door for exhibitors open at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, which was it on
It's
Saturday?
at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and then you can also come on Friday to set up as well.
Yeah, we'll be there on Friday to set up, but 9 a.m. and on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Sunday, I am going to start my morning coffee an hour late, because as soon as I can walk into the door and get in front of a camera, we're going to do our 2-hour morning coffee live from inside of ERRF on Saturday and Sunday. So that was my announcement. I was hoping that the country club would absolutely show up for that, and I think we'll have a good time with that. We'll have guests walking by, so people will be able to join in and be there, and I think it'll be a good time.
I saw a couple of times some people said something in the chat, and Ryan just asked it about my camera. I didn't get a new camera. I'm just dumb and never installed the drivers for it. So now it looks like a new camera. Okay, so that's what everybody's bringing to ERRF. What's everybody hoping to see at ERRF? We know at this point that it sounds like M3D is going to debut in public, I think, for the first time. Their multi-color or multi-material. I honestly have been failing to read up on that and see what it is. They're going to be debuting that, I believe, at ERRF. E3D has a what are they releasing? I'm not sure if they're going to have it, if it's their multi-tool head again, or if they have. I think they have something new that they're also going to be.
I think they have a new hot end coming out, or that
is that what it is? Okay.
So, but and Venturi 3D has their multi-material printer that should actually be printing, which is really exciting.
Yep, we have like Vicky said at the beginning, Pooch is working on something new out of Repcord. I don't have any details on it yet, but I do know there's something possibly coming there, as long as everything works out for them. So what's everybody hoping to see?
Yeah, my total number one thing to do is to meet all of you guys, because I've been talking to you guys on the Hangouts and on Twitter and on your streams, and I'm mostly excited about getting to see your faces. Because I've got to know a lot of people, but never met them. So, and actually, I haven't like found one person here in Iceland that owns a 3D printer. So I have nobody to talk face to face on a daily basis to about 3D printing.
It'll be very surreal when you do meet the people face to face, Martin. Like it's so weird after looking at people on a screen for so long, and then to be in the same room with them. It's very surreal. So
yeah. One of the biggest things I'm excited about, it was Murph was my first big event. I had done a little makers fair with Glenn and those guys over in Jacksonville or Gainesville before then, and it was tiny. So when I got to Murph, I had absolutely no idea what to expect. You know, that 16.5-hour drive to Goshen, Indiana, and I'm driving up and it's Amish community and all this stuff. And I'm driving in there and I'm like, really? The biggest 3D, printing thing to date, and it's in this town? And when I got there, and it was so crowded, and everybody was 3D printing. And that's what I'm looking forward to at ERRF, because I know kind of what to expect now. And, I know what to do as far as going around and meeting people and talking to people and stuff like that. When I was at Murph, I just stood behind my table and just, talked to people that came up. And I really don't want to do that this time. I want to go and I want to meet people and talk to people about their things.
Walter, I have a fun fact for you. And then Vicky, at the same time, this kind of poses a question to you, since you guys organized ERRF. So yeah, Murph is Goshen, Indiana, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, Amish population areas. Funny thing about ERRF, it's about a half an hour south of what I think is the second largest Amish population in the United States as well. You drive 30 minutes north and you'll be in Lancaster, and even South York. There's a large Amish community there as well.
I think that's just a coincidence. We were trying to find something that was, accessible from a number of airports. So like DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia. So we're just trying to find something that was easy to get to.
Yeah, it's just funny how it worked out.
Yeah.
Well, nothing like, following techless people with really high-tech people, whatever.
Hey, I saw, so we go to these sales, completely off topic. I go to these sales in the winter over in Lancaster, and the Amish bought a drone at the auction and immediately flew it into a tree. So they're no different than we are. They all fly their first drone into a tree.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't bring my cat, but I would love to. He's like a star of my show. He's always with me when I'm doing the YouTube videos, and I have two others, and they sometimes drop by. But this one is almost every time when I'm doing something here, he's with me. So I would love to have a cat with me. I can't.
Vicky, you were going to say something.
Well, I've had the opportunity to visit Amish. He was a metal worker and woodworker, and I was amazed with his creativity. I think everything was run by a coal. I think it was a coal furnace that ran his machinery, and the ceiling of his workshop was just full of pulleys, and he made them into mobile strips so they would wear, evenly on each side. It was just amazing what he was able to accomplish. So it was a tangent, but I was going to chime in with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They might not have high tech like we do, but man, yeah, some of the stuff they've come up with is pretty freaking neat too.
Yeah, and he loved getting hard drives at flea markets because he wanted all the magnets from them, I think.
Cool. So what else is everybody's?
Something else that I'm really looking forward to is IC3D releasing their PETG into the wild, which I've had my claim to fame for a while now, because I got one of 2 rolls ever that they ever made, and it was fantastic, and it was neat to be that special. But when it was gone and I didn't have any more, it's really sad. So, but they are finally releasing it to the public, and that is coming. The release is at ERRF, so that's awesome to me.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be picking up a couple of rolls of that.
I got a question. Has anybody else heard anything about the polyphobic nozzles that were given out there at the end of Murph? Because I would love to get a couple more of those if they're going to be available.
That was an E3D nozzle, right?
Yeah, it was. It was an E3D, and I don't know if they perfected the coating or whatever. They never told what the coating was, and I've been looking for it, but I haven't seen it. And I didn't know if anybody else had seen any information on it or what, because I have 2 installed right now, and they print very well, and they keep the PLA from sticking when you go across. If you have like a piece sticking up, it doesn't stick to it and drag, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I know that they're going to be there, but I don't know if they're going to have the nozzles. I didn't end up getting one, so I'm sad.
What was you guys want to go into more detail about that? I totally missed that apparently at birth.
Well, no, I mean it's basically a regular. Hold on, let me look. Let me find my toolbox. It's under here somewhere. There it is, and I'll show it to you. Because unlike Glenn, I happened to be at my table when the lady walked around to give them away, and she said, "Does anybody want one?" I said, at the time, I said, "Well, I've got 3 printers, so I'll take 3." So she handed me 3. I'm going to get up here, and it's basically, you can tell it's a different little color. But it's got a coating on it that PLA will not stick to. So it's really, really an awesome idea, and they are working very well in 2 of my i3 style printers right now.
So are they, I forget what you said they were called, but are they kind of like people are using oilers to cure their nozzle to make it basically non-stick, put a coating of oil on the inside? Is that kind of what they've got a coating like that?
They didn't say, Matt, but it's on the outside as well as on the inside. It's threaded all the way up the threads and everywhere. Okay. So it just does not, the PLA just does not stick to it when it's hot.
Do they, I'm curious about it so I can check them out when they're there. Did they say anything about temperature ranges for it? Like, how high it can go?
Like I said, I didn't get any information. They called it, somebody said it was called the polyphobic nozzle because it was afraid of PLA, I guess. I don't know. But they didn't give me any information. They were like, "Hey, we've got these nozzles here that PLA won't stick to. Do you want some?" And that's what I got. You know, that was the information I had. And if Glenn is very, very nice to me between now and ERRF, there might be one with his name on it in my toolbox down below.
No, good luck on that happening.
I was going to say, yeah, I probably won't be getting it then because I'm always mean to Walter.
So if he's mean, does that mean I can have it?
Maybe. I've been meaning to give it to him since we came back from Disney and stopped by his house and had lunch with him. I actually forgot. I was going to bring it on that trip and give it to him, and I forgot it. So I did give him an ANET A8 board to make his machine run again. So now I've got this nozzle. Say what?
That thing runs too. It runs like a champion. The Prince rival. I hate to say this. The Prince rival my Prusa.
Let me tell you, man. And I showed this off earlier to Joel. I've showed it on my channel. I'm going to bring the overhead camera down here and I'm going to pop on it. And I know y'all have seen it if you've been on my channel and you're sick of seeing it, but I'm going to pop this up. Let me move my my logo sticker here because it's in the way. But this right here, Glenn, and this is not the same as an A8. Let me turn this around so you can see. And this is my tree frog. This is printed at 0.2 in real red 3D Solutech. And I know they're all probably saying, "Hey, you're showing the frog again." This was printed on my printed printer that I had at MRF. This is on an i3 style PLA framed printer. The print quality on this frog is fantastic to me. So I am very, very happy with my frog.
Well, I printed my piece for the community logo on the AM8, and there's a story that goes with it that I can tell at ERRF. But I have to say, other than the hiccups, which are part of the story, that is one of the most beautiful prints that I have ever done. And it came off of that A8 turned into the AM8. So, yeah.
I'm trying to answer a question on here.
I would say that my my Prusa i3, when compared to my ANET A8, which I have spent a lot of time and money upgrading, like the print quality, I can't actually really tell the difference between it. With all the upgrades I've done to the old ANET A8, which is actually still the original frame, it's really, really surprising how good that printer is, but also disappointing how much of a fire risk it is. it's comforting having the Prusa i3.
Ashley was asking in the chat about the channel second from the left. That's Ross, which is the one who was just talking. Gear down for what?
Well, see, for me, he's the third from the right. The second from the left for me is Fun King.
Yeah, no, you got to actually look at the YouTube feed because it's different. Everybody's hangout is different than what's actually on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, knowing my internet connection, I don't have YouTube open right now, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Y'all know I have a 1.5 megabit connection that we're streaming this through, right?
Well, that's the nice thing about doing the Hangouts. Everything goes up to YouTube. So it's from you to YouTube, from me to YouTube, or to Google to Hangouts. So everybody's streaming directly to Google instead of us all streaming to you and then up.
Yep.
Chuck
if I want to stay here, Matt, then I can't pull anything else.
Absolutely. Chuck wanted to know, Glenn, what's the difference in the board that makes it print good? On the, I guess that was the AM8.
Yeah, that's a fair question, and I mean, sometimes in my head, I just assume all of you know what goes on in my daily life, like that you're just spying on me 24 hours a day. The board in my that came with my ANET A8 that became the AM8 is it's just the ANET board, but it was failing. So what was happening was sometimes I'd make it through a whole print, no problem. Once in a while it would do it on the first print, but if I did a second print without shutting the machine off and turning it back on, it would get partially into the print and the X motor would freak out and stop moving. It would just chatter back and forth like this, but the Y would keep going. And so it would end up printing everything in this straight blob like this, and then it would just back up the nozzle. So Walter had another board laying around. I flashed that board over to Marlin just to see if that was the issue, and of course to help fix the don't burn my house down problem, and it didn't fix it. So Walter brought me his board, which was running Marlin, and ever since then it's been tip top. So it's not that it was a better board. It was a good board and not a bad board. So.
Yeah, I had on my ANET A8, which I no longer have any of those boards now. You took my last one, but I had it running Marlin 118, I think is what I had on it when I gave it to you.
Yeah, I ended up flashing it to whatever the current one was because it said like Walter's printer or something on it, and I wasn't going to have that. So
I think it said Walter's Beast on it is what I actually had.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I'm like, I'm not having that sitting around here.
Oh, you could have put that back. All right, somebody talk. Y'all know I can talk because I talk like for hours and hours on these live streams.
So quick tangent. Did anybody see Amy DD's post where she is actually constructing like a space junk core set, and she's asking people to bring their old support material to ERRF. So if you have any support material that you would want to find a home for, go ahead and bring it to ERRF and bring it by her booth. And then also, we've been talking about giveaways. She has 15 little thumb wrestling armor, like little thumb armors for thumb wrestling that she's giving away. And then she also says if you come to her booth and you ask tell her your favorite filament, then you can win a Show Me Your Abs shirt or your ABS shirt. So, that's something to stop by her booth and drop off your support and you get a shirt.
Yeah, Amy's pretty cool. She's been by the Dallas Makerspace a couple times, and we've talked and stuff. So she's doing some pretty awesome stuff. If you check out her Twitter, and I think she posted a YouTube video about her education thing that she's doing. So.
Oh, nice.
Vicky, do you remember who else doing talk at ERRF?
Oh, yeah, I sure do. And one of them's in the chat. Hold on, I'll pull up I have a screenshot of the speaking schedule. Oops, that's something else. Speakers. So we do have Matt from Prentice Solid is going to be speaking, and Scott Latine, Joseph Bartoli, I think is how you say it. And then one one of my favorites, Josh Ajima, will be speaking at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Right after that is a gentleman named Lawrence Nightingale, who works at a community college near me, and he's going to be talking about the impact of FFF on community college students. So that marries in quite well with what Josh Ajima is going to be talking about, which is 3D printing and education. And then right after that is another one I'm excited about. At 2 p.m., we have Becky Button, who's going to be speaking, and then we have Brooke Drum. We have Sanjay from, I think, E3D. Goodness. If you go to the event page on Facebook, I did post the full speaker schedule up on Facebook. Maybe I can start flooding the chat with these times, and you'll also get a program when you show up at the event. They'll have the full speaking schedule as well.
Hey, and I need to backtrack as well, Vicky, not to take away, but somebody posted a link in the Discord to the E3D V6 nozzles. They call them their plated copper nozzles. They are durable, nonstick, high-temperature performance nozzles. This copper alloy is very temperature resilient and will not start to soften or anneal until way beyond 500 degrees Celsius, making it perfect for the high-temperature 3D printing that other nozzles can't handle. So that's what it says.
I'm sorry, did it say it was hardened or no?
David Randolph asks if he should tell Matt he should work on his speech. He's on the schedule, so I think, yeah.
No, Glenn, it did not say hardened. It said plated copper. So it's not a brass nozzle. It is a copper nozzle. So yeah, I wouldn't think it's very hard.
No, so good for high temperature, but not good for abrasive materials. That's a bummer.
Right.
So people who are coming to ERRF, I don't know if anybody saw the community catch-up stream this past week, but Travis from Apyro Designs announced that he will be making the trip out to ERRF along with Pooch from Repcord. So they'll be coming. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to seeing is Travis and all of you guys who are coming. ERRF for me, again, is going to be, I mean, I've got the Friday night booth, but it's so much going to be Murph all over again. It's going to be all about seeing everybody and getting to catch up and meet new people that I haven't met before yet and see what they're doing too.
Well, I want to make sure that I get to spend, I feel like I didn't spend enough time with people, you know, like, I don't know, I missed so much, but then there was like so many people after Murph that I said, oh, I should have spent more time with so-and-so and more time with so yeah. So if you feel like I'm neglecting you, you just let me know and I'll spend some quality time with you.
Does anybody have any best practices for not losing your voice on the first day so you can still talk on the second day?
I think the key is drinking lots of water, right?
I would agree.
Which I probably won't do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have a problem losing my voice. I don't talk much anyway, so
Walter's been preparing his whole life for this event.
Well, hey, while we're on it, I did want to show these off because my guys created two of these models for me, and this one is the Filamentum Proto Country Gnome, which was mentioned on the community catch-up.
Lift it up.
This one, go ahead. What?
Lift it up, Walter. Lift it up because you can't see it. It's down behind all. There you go.
I'm sorry. There we go. And it's this is all in Filamentum. It's the Proto Gnome with the country hat on it. But this one is for Heather, who is in the chat. This is the hashtag 3D Pink Mafia Country Death Met Owl. This was designed by JT and Pokon Nerd Space. This was by Filament Frenzy, Mr. Tom himself. So these will be at ERRF as well.
Cool. Who else is coming that you guys can think of that people may not know about yet? We got Travis, who just announced this week he's coming. As far as like the YouTubers, the other co-hosts of the stream, or people involved in social media that you guys can think of that are coming from a distance. I know we had obviously Martin's coming, Kat's coming from Liechtenstein. Who else do we have coming? Some of the well-known people in the community.
Uncle Jesse's coming.
Uncle Jesse. Yep. Oh yeah, Broken Nerd's coming. Yep.
Carmelo.
Yeah, Carmelo's showing. I was talking to him this week. He's working on a cyborg arm that he's hoping to have completed by ERRF to bring along. And he's been messing around with printing 3D printed molds for silicone, using Smooth-On's silicone mixes. John from You Do It's going to be there. Sorry,
I'm looking forward to seeing a guy named David Shorey from Shorey Designs, who's been doing a lot of printing on mesh. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, he's got some new stuff that he didn't have he was at Murph too, and he's got some new items, I think, new designs that he's bringing to ERRF. So that'll be definitely interesting to see. That's had me pondering what can I print on fabric.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Vicky.
Oh no, I have some tool in the background that I bought. I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago. But one day I will print on that.
I have been waiting to try the printing on fabric. I want to look at it again. I didn't look close enough, and I know there's YouTube stuff out there, but I don't get on YouTube enough to I've got so many YouTube videos to watch that I'm backed up on now that it's hard to keep up with all of them. So I really want to look at that closely and see how that's done, because I want to do some of that. I think that's really cool about the printing on fabric stuff.
It works best when you do that with a 3D printer that doesn't have the moving y-axis. So like the one you've got sitting next to you, I think would work really good for that.
Yeah, and hopefully tomorrow, I'm starting, just for shameless plug here, at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is on Eastern Standard Time, which is normally when I do my morning coffee. I'm going to start the finished build on this, and before I end streaming tomorrow, whether that be 5 hours or 15 hours, this will be printing plastic tomorrow.
What is that?
This is a 3D printed frame with 3D printed parts, Hypercube Evolution. It's going to have a 300 by 300 by 300 build volume. The guys over at hold on, let me get it. Let me show you. I was very happy. The guys over at Duet 3D sent me a Duet Wi-Fi and a 5-inch panel due. They sponsored that part of it. Filamentum tried to sponsor the filament for it, but they didn't get it to me in time. It's actually up on the shelf, so I'm gonna have to do another project with their filament that they sent me for that sponsorship. But one member of the country club bought all the filament, and the country club supplied all the parts to build this. So this is a complete Country 3D country club build for ERRF. So even though they're not going to be there, my wife has diligently went down through all my mail things and written down all their names and what they gave me. So we're going to type that up and print it out. It'll be laid beside the thing, giving everybody credit for their parts in this build. And it's been fantastic. The outpouring and the support for this build has been fantastic on my channel.
It looks awesome. Like I said, I've got a Hypercube sitting behind me. But it's extruded aluminum, and yours just, I was going to ask you if you anodized it or something, but no, it's actually 3D printed. That's cool.
Oh, one of the things I would like to do before we get too far into the stream, if I could, Walter. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Go right ahead.
Walk on you. Want to thank the people organizing ERRF, which is Vicky, Chris Pileski on Twitter, or he's in the chat, Chris P1, Nick Angers, Lauren Angers, and I know Printed Solid was a big help from the start as well with getting everything going. Am I missing anybody, Vicky? I feel like I'm missing one.
you a little bit too, organizing all these community builds and contests too. But yeah.
Well, yeah, but that didn't have anything to do with getting the whole event going. I was just rooting for you guys from the day you announced it.
Hey, what about me? I bought a ticket to it.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you to everybody who bought a ticket.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
awesome for putting this together. It's absolutely. I mean, my hat's off to you for sure. This is quite an event to put on with that small of a group of people heading it all up. So awesome job. Awesome job.
I know there was a lot of people going into it saying, you know, it's the first year, so don't expect a lot. But man, I'll tell you what, in the last couple of weeks, the hype around Earth has really ramped up, and
It does seem to be getting some momentum. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely going to be the event to be at, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will say, and not because he's watching, but that Chris Pileski is really amazing. Like, he's put a great deal of work into it, and he's really he's been the VIP of this event. I don't think it would be happening without him. So.
And I would like to
not because he's watching.
Sorry. I would like to second all those thanks. And you're making Chris blush, by the way, Vicky, in the chat. But I do want to touch back with, I forgot his name again. G33K. I can't remember your name, but Ryan?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And I would also like to thank the reason I was able to do this one, because if you were at Murph or you saw my printer at Murph, it was super glued together. But I would also like to thank Mr. Eddie Moser, who supplied this massive beast back here in the back it's hard to see. But the TiVo little monster allowed me to print these 500 millimeter extrusions in one shot. So thank you, Eddie Moser. I appreciate that. But yeah, this one was much more ambitious than the i3 style, because I had a good plan to follow. And I don't know if anybody's built the Hypercube Evo. That's not really available for this machine. So we're doing it by the seat of our pants every day. I'm done now, Matt. I'm done.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I've been the Hypercube that I'm building is part of a kit that is sold by my buddies over at Ziltech. It's a kit that they're selling, but there's no design plans for it. It is a Hypercube in itself, but I'm actually designing the actual plans for the printer, doing videos on the construction and everything that are getting ready to go up on my channel. As soon as I get everything finished off, I ran into a couple of issues with the design, but it's going to be going up on the channel, and they're going to be people actually be able to buy the kit and assemble it. And it's actually not bad for a printer that's 300 cubed for just under $500 for the entire kit.
Yeah, well, I can say that just the parts alone on this is probably $500.
Yeah.
Especially when you add in the Duet Wi-Fi, you know, if you're putting that on there. But I know that this took almost 8.5 kilograms of PLA, and it's all PLA, by the way. There's none of this that's done in ABS or PETG or any of that. The entire printer is done in PLA.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And you know, I was pleasantly surprised, but the motion is very smooth. I mean, it lined up very well. But this is a 3030 extrusion printer, and it has turned out good. And if you've caught some of the streams, you've seen it's went together very well. So if you're available tomorrow, then tomorrow we will be finishing up and making it print. So if you're available, you're welcome to come and watch and help out with any information you have on, you know, things that can go wrong on building one of these things.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll definitely stop in and say hi. I mean, if you're still missing some of the printed pieces and stuff like that, I have a bunch of pieces that are they're essentially the same ones that are used on the Hypercube Evolution. Are they the same ones I'm using for this because of how big it is? and I've had to remodel them and everything like that. So if you're missing anything, let me know.
See, one problem I've had is I bought the, or actually it was donated as well, the CR10 310 by 310 bed, and I went to mount it tonight, and the mounts that they have for this model don't fit. The CR10 bed will not fit on it. So somebody looked up on Thingiverse that they have some, so they're in there printing on my Mark III right now to be ready for tomorrow. I'm crossing my fingers that they work, because I told the guys, I said, I don't care if I have to get some self-tapping screws and screw this to some PLA blocks on here. It's putting plastic down tomorrow.
I've actually, I have an STL file I can send you as well, just in case of the mounts that I'm using, and they mount right into the side of the 2020 extruded aluminum, and they're kind of Z-shaped, but I mean, they might help you out if you run into an issue. I'll send them to you anyways, just in case so you can see them.
Yeah, I'll put my email address in the chat over here. You can copy and send them to me.
Yeah, bud.
I tell y'all one thing. Wait, one more thing. One thing I am looking for, and I don't think he's in the chat. I haven't seen him. One thing I am looking forward to seeing, and this has blown me away, and I've been biting my nails worse than normal and gnashing my teeth, is Print and Play's self-designed, print in place, printed printer. If you have not seen that, that man built a printer in Fusion 360 that will build on the build plate of a CR10 in one shot, and he is printing with it right now.
A couple of pieces.
Well, it
it's
is,
like
but the main frame, yeah, you got the cross brace and the electronics case, but the actual main frame is one piece.
Yeah, it's very impressive. It's very impressive.
I am blown away. And it was really cool because, you know, every time he talks to me, he's like, man, I'm so glad I saw your printer at Murph, because it showed me that they can print. Even a plastic printer can print. And he went and did that, dude. And I am so impressed. I cannot wait to see it. And I see Ryan bringing his over here to show me some stuff on his. That's cool too, because I need help. Y'all know I need help, and not just the printer kind.
Yeah, Walter also needs a little help. He's only 10 subscribers away from 500. Just 10 more people. So if you're in the chat and you haven't subscribed to Walter, please click that button, ring the bell for notifications. Let's break him over 500 tonight.
Now I am 9 away. 9 people away.
There was 50 in the chat, so if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to Walter. That's what these streams are all about.
Now they're going to start unsubscribing so they can be the 500th person.
Well, and I've got my my subscriber pop-up up here, but it didn't. Somebody just subscribed, and I appreciate it. Y'all have no idea.
I think that was Ryan.
It might have been.
Yeah, that was me.
That's fine.
So if the internet allows at ERRF, one of the things I am going to attempt to do is I got to look at the setup and see what I got to do it, but I'm going to try to get an overhead camera looking down on the table that we're building the logo on. If I can do that, or some way, I'm going to try to live stream the assembly of the Friday night logo community build as well.
Yeah, even if we have to just like run to Home Depot and get some PVC pipe or something to make a gantry over the top, I think we could get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the laptop down, set that up. The biggest question is the internet, if it'll hold up. I know everybody wants to see stuff from ERRF.
I'll bring my camera mount for you. It's the malleable legs, so it can literally wrap around anything.
Yeah,
So
I actually have one. Yeah, I'm going to take my Logitech cam down, the one I'm using right now, which has a 1/4-20 on the bottom of it, so pretty much anything will work. It's just if I have to see the layout and if we can rig something up. But yeah, that's the plan. If the internet holds up, we're going to stream it, hopefully from kind of like a looking down on an angle so that you can kind of see everybody coming to check it out, but then primarily be able to see the build itself go together. If anybody lives local and they have big, long, like bar clamps and want to bring them along, that'd probably be appreciated too. I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and buy some of the 6-foot ones.
Well,
Hopefully,
it's going to be the weekend, and I'm going to have infinite Wi-Fi. I've already reserved it, paid a little bit extra money. So, in worst case scenario, I'll host for you.
How'd you do that?
I'm through AT&T.
Oh, okay.
So I don't get infinite Wi-Fi all the time, but I can always use mine.
Cool.
So
all right.
if I have to, I'll host.
Catching up on chat again.
Yeah, Eddie Moser asked where everybody's staying at. You know, because in Goshen there was like 3 options for hotels. So you had a lot in one hotel, a lot in another. So he's asking where everybody's staying at.
I'm going to be an outlier. I'm staying at a state park that's 16 minutes away. We rented the little mini cabin, so we're going to have, camping and 3D printing in one weekend.
Cool. Vicki, which state park are you staying at, if you don't mind saying?
Oh, I don't mind. It's Susquehanna. Susquehanna.
Susquehanna.
I'll put it in the chat.
The
Susquehanna State Park.
Yeah.
Hey, Vicki, it's funny that you say that because my daughter and her other half had a trip to Texas scheduled in February, and they were going to spend like $500 to go sit at his cousin's house. And I'm like, why don't y'all take that $500 and go up, the East Coast and see something like Washington and stuff like that? They actually stayed in Susquehanna State Park in February in a tent. They froze their butt off.
February is about our coldest time of the year too. January it gets cold. February it's usually the coldest.
I'm staying at the Comfort Inn, literally, like you could see it from the plaza where we're going to be at.
Ryan's on security detail for at nighttime. He's going to have to sit in his room and watch out the window.
If it makes you feel any better, I chose it because it was attached to an IHOP, and that is my weakness.
It's not IHOP anymore. It's IHOB. International House of Burgers now.
Is it?
It was a joke they put out.
Oh my gosh, this is like, it's all over the internet. They're changing it to IHOB. It's the International House of Burgers. And of course, you know how fiery Wendy's Twitter feed always is. So they've been all over them. And Burger King took it a step up and changed all their logos and everything to Pancake King. Oh yeah, it's just been this massive internet thing. Do a search on Twitter for hashtag IHOB.
I avoid the general news. So like Twitter and the 3D printing community is my news because I ignore Facebook news. I ignore the local news, like unless there's something specific that I want to see something about. So it's news to me.
Travis just said they're doing it for marketing. So, but I don't know. I mean, everybody thought when they were, talking about changing it from a P to a B that it was going to be the International House of Breakfast. And so now they're saying International House of Burgers. Wendy's, not afraid of burgers from the place that decided pancakes were too hard.
Too hard.
Oh, nice. All right. So anything else anybody can think of that's going to be going on shown? We got M3D, E3D, Repcord, Printed Solid.
Venturi 3D.
Venturi 3D. Sorry, I keep forgetting that one. Venturi 3D is going to be there.
Kuntry 3D.
Kuntry 3D. He's going to be revealing his 3D printed 3D printer, the new one. James from Print and Play is going to be there, showing he's got a 3D printed printer of his own design. He's also bringing some 3D printed game arcade enclosures, which are fully working, I believe.
Yeah, about I think those about broke him mentally. The issues that he was having with his printers. He said that he took on an awful lot for ERRF. Like he really just spread himself thin, and he did. You guys wait.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of
it is
projects coming.
amazing what he pulled off in the amount of time that he did it in.
Yeah, because he really kind of just got started on printing not that long ago, like maybe, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, he had to design. Well, I think it's been a little longer, but he had to do all the design first.
Right.
And then the fact that he did 3 of those cabinets at one time. So, and they're big. They're big. So,
three cabinets and a printed printer he designed, printed, and put together from Murph to now.
Yep. So in 3 months' time, roughly.
Yeah.
Shoot, where'd it go? Chris said, "Oh, G Create's going to be showing their new printer at ERRF."
I am.
Who else is going to be there? Matt from the Mind of Matt is going to be there.
Chris from Venture 3D is going to be there with his printer.
Yeah.
It's a I want to say it's a 4 or 8 filament printer that has a built-in slicer into the printer.
Yeah, that's the Venturi 3D printer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about James from Print and Play. John Max posted in the chat. I knew he broke his CR10, but he actually bought another CR10 just to get his projects. He broke it and bought a second one.
Yeah, he bought a CR10 and something else. I think he bought another, like maybe he bought an Ender 3 as well. I don't know, but he ended up completely making a new carriage for his hot end, put an knockoff E3D V6 on his CR10, and then something went wrong with that CR10, and he bought another CR10. Yeah, just crazy. And he's been streaming. I don't know if you guys have seen, but he's been streaming like 24/7 for weeks. I mean, his watch time is through the roof. He's got like 1 million gazillion hours. I don't know. I don't remember. He told us the other night, but his watch time is outrageous for the year.
Travis and Pooch are showing off their new product. Heather posted that in the chat, which I know that part, but unfortunately don't know anything more about it. So we'll have to wait and see what's coming there. What else do we have? Trying to think some of the bigger names that people are that people all know, companies and stuff that are coming.
Well, and Bad Wolf just had a good question too. Is there any DIY laser-based printers coming that anybody knows of? That have anybody said anything about them?
Yeah, Vicky, is Mark Forge? Are they coming?
Not that I know of. Chris is in the chat. He might be able. Oh, he's putting a list here.
Okay. Go ahead, Vicky, if you
want.
Yeah,
I think Centera. They weren't making it this year.
Okay. So Chris just posted in the chat. We've got I Made 3D. They're the creators of the Jelly Box. They're revealing the new Jelly Box. I'm not sure if it's Jelly Box version 2.0 or if they renamed it at all. That's what everybody used to refer to as the zip tie printer. A lot of acrylic frame and everything. It's actually a pretty neat printer. I've seen that down at Nova. They were at Murph, New York Maker Faire. They're kind of all over the place, but it's a education-based printer where they actually hold classes to assemble it and everything. But that's the one that's held together by zip ties. Prusa will be there. Robo 3D will be there. PrinterBot and the printer belt, I believe, is coming along to ERRF. G Create, M3D. That's the printer manufacturers that Chris listed that are coming.
If I can touch back on Jelly Box, because Chris Lane just nailed it. He said, I like the Jelly Box, I don't like the price. And I feel exactly the same way. The amount of thought and ingenuity that went into that printer, it is so awesome. And I would love to get my hands on one. And I'm hoping that at some point they do a assembly class here, because they've told me I could come and just kind of hang out and see the whole process. It's definitely outside my price range, but I would not mind kicking one of those around for a month or two.
What's the price on those?
They're like 12 or 1,400 bucks
for a kit.
For a kit, acrylic kit. Yeah, I'd rather buy a handful of Prussias for that.
Yeah, I mean they are expensive. Although I think the one thing that they are providing in a little bit of defense of their price is direct support for it. I forget the guy's name. Shoot, what's his name? The guy that always comes to the events. But
yeah, I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember either. And it's funny because he's like super good with faces too. But
yeah,
I'm terrible with names anyway. But I mean, if you guys haven't taken the time, to really look at the jelly box, do it. Like, go and let him tell you about all. I mean, they've built a spot for the cutters and the screwdrivers and stuff to sit inside of that thing.
They brought the price down.
The way that the door opens, like they didn't want it to just open and hang, so it actually like double hinges around to the side and then magnets back open. I mean, a lot of thought has gone into it. So, and I hope that they grow, and eventually, of course, their price is going to come down. But
yeah, I pulled up their price. It actually has come down. Maybe that's in preparation for Jelly 2.0. The Maker's Kit, which is a Jelly Box Maker's DIY kit, is $7.99, which is currently out of stock.
Oh yeah, then they've definitely come down.
Yeah, when I talked to them at Nova last year, I want to say they were up around $1,300 to $1,400. The Jelly Box Easy Build DIY kit is $949. And Dave Randolph did make a good point in the chat. The Jelly Box is intended to be put together and taken apart over and over as a learning. That's part of the education. It's not just, we have a 3D printer in our classroom. No, beginning of the school year, you build the printer, or throughout the beginning of the school year, you build it and then use it. So it's educational in that respect too. Hence why they use zip ties instead of a lot of nuts and bolts. And it's easier to put zip ties together. So they're going to be there.
I also love the fact that they used bright neon colored zip ties instead of just black or white. I mean, it looks special that way. I don't know. I like it. I like the whole concept. I gotta figure out how to get my hands on one without chunking down that much cash.
Yeah. I want to say that guy's name was, it's Laddie. That's his name. Sean, I'm going to say this first, but then I have a comment immediately to follow this up. Sean, Dragon Monk, in the chat asked if the glitter printer will be at ERRF. And my comment to that is the Aberdeen Proving Ground Arena probably hopes not.
I think they're coming. Chris, aren't they coming? I think we talked about the mess.
I'm gonna bring a vacuum.
Anyways, watch the chat.
Was that the one that had the red glitter in it?
Yep. Yeah, that's the one that had it's a glitter laser centered printer. It's SLS.
Every time I walked by that thing at Murph, it was down for cleaning. I never got to actually see it work.
Yeah, I got to see it running a couple of times. I just sort of tried to avoid that corner of Murph.
Okay. Hey, my memory is calibrated. Chris says yes. Okay,
so they will be there, which that's pretty cool. If you come to ERRF and you have not seen that printer, or you've only seen the videos from the Murph review videos, definitely go check it out. I mean, as much as I joke about glitter being a certain thing that you catch of the craft world, definitely check that out. That's rep at its core. I mean, doing awesome things, making 3D printers he took a 3D printer that was closed source, made it open source, basically gutted the electronics of it, and turned it into a glitter printer. That thing is cool.
Tony Ryan made it funny in the comments, said, I'm sure James and Walter will be making a knockoff 3D printed jelly box shortly after ERRF is over.
You gotta 3D print the zip ties though, if you're gonna do it, Walter.
Oh man, come on. I had problems with the slinky. I don't know if I could do a zip tie.
Scott Ziv, that's his name, the guy with the glitter printer. Man, Chris, you got to get on the stream, even if it's voice only. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down through the chat here to see if
there was a question for Xander. They wanted to know what Xander's excited about going to ERRF.
Well, I would be excited about seeing Joel, but he can't be there.
Xander only goes to these events to see Joel.
But I'm excited about meeting everyone and like show them and all of them people.
Yeah, we were talking tonight how funny it is that, you know, we're excited to see Walter and we're excited to see Sholm and we're excited to see Chris Lane. And we all live within just an hour and a half of each other.
Yeah, Xander, Xander, are you going to do a derby car?
What?
Are you going to do a derby car?
Well, probably not because I'm going to be at camp for the next week, so probably not.
Yeah. This is probably the craziest summer that we've ever had. But Xander and Zachary were chosen to go to Kid College. They got a full scholarship to go to Kid College for the last 2 weeks. So they've been gone. They get out of school. They were out for a half a week, and then they were into.
It was Monday through Thursday.
Okay, and then they went to Kid College for 2 weeks, and which just ended. And now Monday he goes to camp until he's supposed to be there for the whole week, but we're pulling him out Thursday night at like midnight, and then that's when we're leaving to go to ERRF. And we'll be at ERRF, and then we'll be in DC for a week. It's like crazy. So his heart will be in our derby car, but it'll be a joint venture derby car that Dad's going to build just like in Cub Scouts.
Thanks for all those trophies.
Yeah, he's a multi-time winner, just so you guys know. So you better step your game up. Oh, you're retired now?
Yeah, my daughter wanted me to say hi to Xander she's been watching all of Xander's videos that he's been involved with. She also said that you talk too much, Dad.
I would agree with that. I don't like dead air, and he stops talking too much. So, but we appreciate you guys watching Xander's Thing Thursdays. Lately, that's all we've been producing. It's the only content that we've been pushing out there, but your watch time is greatly appreciated.
Well, she's an avid watcher, and she tends to like run through all the videos that she watches several times. So,
Vicky just posted in the chat a link to Design Make Teach. Josh, I'm not going to try his last name. Josh from Design Make Teach has photos of the We the Rosies community build.
Yeah,
he was there.
Someone should screen share and show it.
I can probably do that. Give me a second.
Heather in the chat just asked me how the Rhino reel is working for me, and I do a little shameless plug that I think it's awesome. And we actually have a contest going right now. If you go check out our channel, there's a video introducing the Rhino reel concept, and you can enter for a chance to win a free month subscription. But you get 2 of these awesome refill rolls of filament, your choice of color, and it prints really, really well. I don't know if I have my I don't have my Benchy up here.
You want me to go get it?
No, but I printed a beautiful Benchy with it, so it's working great, Heather. Thank you.
Yeah, Glenn, you have to remember to bring the landscape model for me to sign.
You mean the first one that you gave me?
Sorry. I'm going to bring mine along too, Martin. If you're handing out signatures, I want mine signed too.
Yeah, I'll sign it.
Dixie and Bailey are going to be down on Friday, and I cannot tell you how excited Dixie is to get to meet Martin. Like that is the reason she wants to go to Earth, is to see Martin, because of sending the landscape and everything. Her and I sat and did the unboxing of that and recorded it and everything, and our audio got totally messed up on it, which is the only reason we never released a video about it. But she, that is like her only reason she wants to come.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now I feel like a famous person.
All right, I've got, let me switch over to screen sharing here in a second. And I'll show the pictures of We the Rosies that Josh took. Screen share, this one. Okay, everybody can see Martin at the moment. There we go. If you guys, Walter, I don't know if you want to lock onto my screen. I can scroll through these while everybody else decides to talk, and if you want. So I'll just flip through these if you guys want to keep chatting.
I'm just gawking.
I know, I drew everybody's attention now. See if you can spot your pieces in there.
Sorry, Matt, I had to step away for a second.
Oh, I'm not even looking at the stream itself, so I didn't even realize you were gone.
Yeah.
We're just flipping through the We the Rosies pictures.
How many pieces did Don You Do It end up doing? I did 10.
I don't know. I know there was kind of
something, right?
Yeah, there was a competition between John from You Do It, John Mack. I think John Mack printed a bunch. I think Mike NLTMW printed a bunch of them. How much the rendered picture looks like the finished model? Yeah, John Mack said in the chat about the rendering that they did of it. Sorry, I'm talking and not scrolling. Looked a lot like the finished design. Josh did 14. BV 3D, Brian Vines 3D, printed 36 pieces. I knew there was a bunch of people who kind of were like sort of in a competition to print the most pieces. Mike did 18, LTMW. Tony Ryan did 3.
All right, I beat somebody. I beat Tony Ryan.
I only did 1. I only had time to manage to get 1, but I took Vicky's idea and I stuck both my daughters' names inside of my part.
Yeah, that was a fun little spin on it.
Yeah.
It turned out really well.
Yeah, that was a full 3D model. It's not just everything played.
Right here is this. I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but this is the small one that they originally had. That's the small scale right there in the middle. This thing, I think it ended up being over 6 feet tall. Wow, look at that tiny little piece.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that person probably printed more than 1.
I'm wondering how they do it without anything warping like really badly, or do they fill gaps inside the prints?
Well, I'll tell you what, like with the Friday night logo, I had, and We the Rosies did the same thing. They asked that you send pictures with measurements of your part because there's an approval process to it. The little We the Rosies models. And Jen, crap, what's her last name? Is it Shatter or something? Shackner, I think it is. She's the one who did the sculpting. There's Adam Savage and Jen right there. Jen standing up on the platform assembling it. I am so glad after looking at these pictures and seeing everything that I kept the Friday night logo flat.
Yeah, if you didn't, it would have taken us all of Earth to get it together.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Like, I didn't want to take forever doing it because I want to be able to enjoy the event too. But I'll tell you what, organizing 152 pieces, it was troublesome at times, but I can't imagine organizing all these pieces. John from You Do It printed 51 pieces.
I wonder how they're accounting for XY skew, because I've seen a lot of that, and it really, really affects a part. And I don't think a lot of people account for it usually, right? I don't know.
Now you're talking like printers that aren't exactly aligned properly and the part's not square. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. My ANA A8, I would have an extra 2 millimeters corner to corner on a 50 millimeter box from one side to the other.
This picture here, kind of, you can see. I mean, it's besides the fact that you have all the different shades of color, like you can see things don't line up properly in all the cases, but it's not enough to like take away from the overall. I mean, look how big that thing is.
It's absolutely still cool looking the way that they put that together.
You just hit it with a belt sander real quick.
Yeah, I plan on, with the Friday night logo, I'm bringing some sandpaper down, and the whole table is going to get covered in like craft paper, basically, to protect the table from any of the adhesive. But I'm also going to duct tape a piece of sandpaper to it, and all the inner edges of the pieces I'm going to take and just real quick sand them to take off any elephant footing, any like zits or anything from start and stop points. That's my plan for how I'm going to make, hopefully make the parts fit together even better.
Well, Matt, everybody's already crowning Martin with the prettiest and best printed piece, but I'm bringing mine. Y'all haven't seen mine. I'm bringing it.
It's most creative.
No, well, it's already got the orange and blue in it for the Gators. I've got that in there. Plus, it has my sticker stuck on the front of it. Come on.
Actually, I'll tell you, somebody did you one up. Vince, 3D Medic Vince, actually took his model, modified it, and integrated his logo into it, and has his logo printed in multicolor on the front.
Yeah,
can I show mine? I was going to wait, but, now that we're talking about it, I mean,
it's up to you.
You punch into the other camera.
Yeah.
So here's mine.
I gotta reprint one of my pieces. I was so boring.
There you go.
So two color, and then I embedded the Fun King in there because Matt said, "Oh, put a sticker on there," and I'm like, "That's so boring."
Well, if you'd have just put the text Xander across the front of it, Glenn, I think it'd have been better.
I put that inside. I wrote his name in the infill.
Oh, okay. Matt, do you want me to lock it back to you again? So you can
doesn't matter. If everybody wants me to keep going through the pictures, I can. I'm going to switch back really quick to my camera as soon as I find the Hangout again.
Well, John jumped in here, and I didn't know if he wanted to introduce himself or not.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do the intros or the outros a while as well? Here's my entry for creative parts, even though I'm not eligible to win. That's it's just white PLA, but I took in hydro dipped it. This is the very first thing that I've hydro dipped. So I thought it came out pretty cool.
We were talking about hydrographics today. Somebody brought that up on this, I think on this printer. We're talking about hydrographics, doing it camo or something.
Oh, cool. And real quick, before we do outros and John's intro, Apocalypse Survivor asked how far along the sign got and if I got a good percentage. We are at this current time 100% claimed on all the parts. As of Tuesday, Martin, when did you get your last part? I think that was Tuesday I sent the piece to you.
Yeah, it was just 3 days ago.
Yeah, Martin got the very last one, which is the one that he just showed at the beginning and throughout the stream. So all the pieces are claimed at this point. There are a couple that have not reported back that they've been printed yet. Those that have not been printed or a shipping notification has been sent back will go back into circulation on Tuesday morning first thing. I'll be posting an updated map of what I've been notified has shipped and what's now available because it hasn't been notified as shipped on Monday. So keep an eye out if we do need any stragglers. I know at this point I have a total count of 35 printers available to me at ERRF to print parts if needed. So thank you to everybody who's offered up a printer. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Mine's printed.
Yeah, I did see you got yours printed, John.
So we need to, are we going to do outros now? We're going to try to cut this off at midnight. Is that what we're going to do?
Well, we'll do outros. I mean, you're hosting. It's up to you ultimately. If you want to keep going, we'll keep going. If you want to go to bed, we'll go to bed.
It's not that, but I'm finishing a hypercube tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, as long as it's not a TiVo stream, you'll be good.
Oh, no, I won't end it like the TiVo stream ended. That's for sure.
Yeah, go ahead and do the outros. We always do them leading up to the 2-hour mark.
All right, so I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do John first because he came in and he can do his intro and outro all together. And then I'll start at the other side and we'll do it that way. You're on, John.
All right, hi everyone. I'm John from You Do It. I don't do it. You do it. I changed my name to Matt from How I Do It. So keep that going. Walter, it messes up Walter all the time too.
So, it does. It gets me every time.
So I got youdoit.tv. That's my new website I've been working on for probably the past month, and I have it rolled out. Give it a look. Give me some feedback. If you're critical of anything, let me know. I appreciate critical feedback. I'd like to get different viewpoints. You'll find me on Twitter. That's where I have most of my instantaneous communication. You_do_it. And on Instagram, I'm you.do.it. You can see me on the YouTubes. You got my channel name there in the chat. So do we have any newcomers tonight to the chat? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
I love how you're on top of everything.
No, I'm not. I'm actually on the bottom of all of it.
Yeah, it's tough when you're host. Yeah, you can't.
There has been a couple of newcomers in the text chat on YouTube, cool. Watchers of the stream. So I think everybody co-hosting tonight, I believe, everybody's co-hosted before. Yeah. But I did see a couple of people pop in and go, wow, there's a lot going on in this stream, and found out that they're new to the stream. So welcome to anybody new.
Welcome everybody who's new. Everybody else, all about me, so I don't need to bore you with that. So again, youdoit.tv. Thanks.
Okay, so and then next up would be Ryan from G33. So there you are, sir. It's you.
Yeah, it's G33K T3CH. Just Geek Tech is fine. It's all good. Again, my name is Ryan. I run a YouTube channel called Geek Tech. Currently doing video recording for the Hypercube build that I'm doing. And for the videos, there will be a list of all the parts that I've got and a link to the kit that is being sold that this is from. I am going to ERRF. Again, I'm going to have 320 samples of Ziltech white and black PLA to give out. So if you're going to be at ERRF, definitely come and see me. I'm going to start off slow on Friday, kind of one of each to everybody by Sunday, because I don't want to carry these heavy boxes home. You might end up with more. But they will only be there while they last. I'll also have some stickers, and I'm printing out some QR codes and stuff on the Hypercube to the Friday night chat and stuff.
Got another set
for everybody to kind of get their hands on. Also, real quick, I know this is kind of an outro, but I really need to say something to the community here. Like everybody here, everybody that's in the stream. Most of you that don't know me probably won't know this, but a year ago, literally today, a year ago, I ran into a big problem with my family. My wife was diagnosed with cancer and everything like that, and we were going to get married. We did get married, but we ran into a lot of financial issues and everything like that before the wedding because of this that happened. Now, when this happened, I reached out to this community, this amazing group of people. And I just wanted to say thanks to everybody. All of you really helped me out with that. And everybody that sent me something, my wife is going to be at ERRF with me. We've given out roses to a few of you guys who we saw at the Maker Faire, but she did make a couple more for everybody else that helped us out. Yeah, Vicky's got one of the flowers there.
I have one of the roses. Yeah.
Yeah, these.
In the wedding.
Yeah. But I really wanted to say thank you to this community. You guys have really drug me out of a really dark spot in my life with everything that's going on. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody here really understood that I am extremely grateful for being a part of this community. Thank you.
Well, I think also we're very grateful to have you here, and it is indeed a great community. We've seen them rally time and time again, so it's a wonderful to be part of it.
Okay, since I'm driving this train, Vicky, you're up next.
Okay, yes, I am Vicky Sona. You will see me at ERRF. It looks like I will be helping with registration and the ticket sales in the mornings. And I really, 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 once again, encourage you to buy your tickets online on the Eventbrite site, which I'll throw into the chat again. Oh, you know what? I didn't mention this before. There's something in it for you. I keep pitching the part like, I want time to talk about 3D printing and not like selling tickets. But you know what? If you buy your ticket online, it is cheaper because the ticket prices are going up at the door. So it's a win-win for you and me, where I can spend more time talking about 3D printing and losing my voice, and you get to save some money. You can find me at Twitter at TGAW. If you do come to ERRF, my boys will be running around, hopefully not too terribly crazy. One will have the Peppa Pig Derby car, and one will have the Orville Derby car. I don't think they're going to be contenders for speed, but they're going to still, you know, be fun for the kids. And yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Teagle3D, and I actually have 2 new recent videos, which is a shocker.
Well, thank you, ma'am. And if you're done, then it's time for Fun King 3D and Xander.
Yeah, right. So I'm not part of Fun King 3D.
Yeah, you said Fun King 3D and Xander, so like that's like puts him as the outside.
I just know he's part of Fun King 3D. He's just the most important, so I was bringing his name out.
Oh, I see. You have to say.
I should have said with Xander instead of and. Xander.
There you go. There you go. It's all in the linguistics.
There is a question too while you guys are doing your outro for Xander. 3D Gusner asked what Xander is excited about going to ERRF.
I'm pretty sure I answered this, but I'll answer it again. I'm excited for like meeting Joel and Martin and all those people I haven't met and all those people I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, Mad Mike 8 just said Zach is my favorite Fun King.
Okay, Glenn. Take it away, buddy.
I look forward to see you guys.
All right, everybody. So I'm Glenn. I'm Xander. And we are Fun King 3D. We are a father and son team who does 3D printing and some electronic projects. And
it wasn't on.
Your mic wasn't on?
It wasn't on.
It was low.
They could hear you through mine.
Okay.
So, but we've been a little bit quiet on the radar lately, and the reason for that is because I've been working on my big secret project that we released to our Patreons last night. I've leaked it to a very select few people otherwise, but it will be making its debut at ERRF. Not physically, just in design. From there, you will get to watch us actually proceed with making it happen in real life, as well as we're going to continue with the MPCNC And we also have a Tron XY X1 to build, and an E10 that I promised Chris Riley, not on Twitter, that we would build and make good so that his channel and our channel could give it away. And after my experience with the E12, I don't think there's any chance of us making an E10 be a good printer, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The other thing we have going right now is we just released a introduction to Rhino Reel. Rhino Reel is a monthly subscription where you get not one, but two 3/4 kilo rolls of filament of your color choice, or you can choose the mystery filament. It comes on a refill spool, and the filament is the filament's really nice. It prints really, really well, and you can right now enter to win a 1-month subscription if you head over to our Thanks. If you head over to our channel right now, you can watch that video and follow the green link to get entered. And most importantly, Zach gets to be in those videos as well. So those of you who like to watch Zach in the MakerBox videos, he will also be in the Rhino Reel videos. But most importantly right now, if you haven't subscribed to Walter, please do. He's so close.
I want
He's
to, but
so close to 500.
I need 2.
Two people. Come on, 2 people who haven't.
Okay, give me more YouTube time.
All right, just go log in on your computer. Xander's gonna go. Xander's gonna go sub to you.
I'm gonna be number 500.
Well, you better wait because I'm on 498.
All right, and you can find FunKing 3D at funking3d.com and pretty much any of the social media: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, at funking3d/funking3d. We're branded pretty well, so I guess that's it for me.
All right, Glenn, if you're done, it's geared down for what?
All right, my turn, huh? My name is Ross. I run a YouTube channel called Geared On For What, where I like to 3D print things. I kind of got started by designing things in Fusion 360. Ended up getting drunk.
Sorry, Ryan, but I just hit 500 subs, buddy. Woo!
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Oh, congrats.
Was Xander the number 500 then?
I think Xander was number 500.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
I got a $4.99 notification over here, and it wasn't Xander, and nope. Well, Jason Judge just chopped in too. So
yeah,
there we go.
Xander says he didn't make it. He didn't get logged in time.
Oh.
I can drop it back one if Xander wants to jump in really quick.
Oh, so could I.
I just got like 4 or 5 right in a row there. So
you go right ahead, Xander. You got this.
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead with your outro, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I unsubscribed, so it's $4.99 now on my end. But
people are bouncing back and forth, so
I'm just being a pain about it, really. I got started with this whole YouTube thing when I ended up getting drunk one night and accidentally buying an ANA A8 off of eBay. It showed up at my house and ended up spending the next 3 months working on it, fixing it up. And then I got really interested in being able to 3D print gears, and 'cause it's always something I've wanted to be able to build. So I got into that, and I started making videos about them, and people were really intrigued, and a lot of people watched them, and it turned out really good. So yeah, I do YouTube videos about 3D printed gears, and the channel's called Geared On For What. It's kind of a weird spin-off of a song, but yeah. I think that's all I got.
All right.
I gotta say, Ross, finally, I've watched your channel and watched what you've made out of gears, and finally made my own very first 3D printed gear system that I designed for a camera slider. That's all the electronics are on the slider platform.
Nice.
And I took and designed gears to basically maximize the torque out of a NEMA 17 stepper motor to the max, only running at 5 volts as opposed to 12 volts because I'm powering it off of USB battery packs.
Wow.
So every time I've watched your channel, I've always wanted to do something with gears that I designed, and I've never printed any gears at all. So thank you.
Yeah,
I want to do the same thing.
All right. So the The next one on are we going?
Hang on real quick. In the chat, it's moving now. I'm losing it. Chris Lane said that's the start of an awesome story. Quote, got drunk and bought an A8, unquote. And Mitch said, I haven't drunkenly bought a printer yet. Challenge accepted.
I was not.
Yeah, I had to unsub from you, Walter, so that Xander could be number 500.
Yay!
But I subbed back, so now you're at 501.
Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Martin.
Yeah, hi. I'm Marteinn, and I have a cat video channel that I do some 3D printing on. And mostly I'm doing those landscapes. That's maybe the main focus on my channel. I also do reviews of filaments, and I test out all the maker box samples. I do project videos when I'm doing something with my printers. I've done recently several videos on my CR10 printer that I got not so long ago and had a lot of problems with. But the problems led to videos on how to fix those problems. So it gave me pretty good content, I think. And that's pretty much me. I'm going to ERRF, and if you see me there, I'm most likely being at the Friday Hangout booth with my paintings and giving them out. So you can find me for most of the time around there. So I hope to see you all, and look forward to get to see you guys in person. So that's my part.
And I have to add this into Martin's outro every stream that I get a chance to. Martin, the dedication that Martin's shown to these streams is incredible. Martin ends up getting up Saturday morning, every other Saturday morning, and at 3:30 in the morning or something like that, just to stream with us. So he gets an early start to his day every other week, and a huge amount of dedication. Martin, you are definitely one of the ones that I'm looking very much forward to getting to meet at ERRF.
Yeah, it's like now in the summertime, it starts at 2 a.m. for me, but this winter it was 3 a.m. So it's sometimes ending at like 7 a.m. in the morning if it's a long stream. So it's quite a challenge.
All right. So, all right. I don't know if Mitch is still here. I see his printer printing, but he's up next on my list. So,
I'm here.
Okay, there's Mitch right there.
Oh, here. Let's try to do a shot away from the money cat, and because that's my favorite thing to print on Chinese printers is the money cat, because it's like the only thing that I think prints well, and especially if it like is broken halfway through, that's even better. The fail cat. Anyway, I'm Mitch 3D, the Mitch 22 on Twitter. I'm on Facebook somewhere, and actually I have a page on Facebook too. I just hooked up a JG Aurora ANET, what's it called? JG Aurora A5. So, and it took me about 15 minutes to actually put together and start printing. So I'm really impressed. Anyway, that's not related to what I do. I do the backpack 3D printer, and I have some other rep projects that I would like to work on. So,
all right. Okay, cool.
Hey, Mitch, real quick, are you coming to ERRF?
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to ERRF. I didn't really announce it. I mean, I kind of did it on Twitter, but I just booked a flight like a couple weeks ago, and my hotel. I'm staying at the La Quinta down in Bel Air? No, south of that. I don't know. Anyway,
did you get transportation and everything taken care of?
I'm gonna get a rental car. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I had offered to pick you up from the airport if you needed it. I didn't hear anything else. So.
Oh no, no, it's fine. I'd rather have a rental car because then I can kind of drive around. So, but if anybody needs rides, though, I'll totally give them a ride, or at least for Saturday night.
Fair enough.
All right, cool beans.
And
all right,
also,
so
I'm doing a Taco Bell with Vicky. We're gonna have a Taco Bell dinner date.
All right. So next up on the list, on my list, is Mr. Matthew Flinchbaugh of How I Do It.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt from How I Do It. Real quick, I'll just recap on everything going on for the Friday night hangouts at ERRF. We have the community build logo that is 4 feet by 6 feet, 6.5 feet. Sorry, that is this logo, and this is actually the layout of all the pieces without all the dots that I've been posting all over Twitter. So that has been 100% claimed at this point as far as all the parts. Not all of them have been printed yet. You have till Monday to get them printed and shipped out if you have not yet, or make other arrangements with me. For those of you out of the United States, if you're shipping them, definitely try to get them in the mail tomorrow. If you're, I'm not sure where you're at, if your mail goes on Saturdays or not, but a few of them have gotten stuck in customs coming out of Canada. So definitely try to get those in the mail. Tuesday, keep an eye on Twitter, because if I do need any parts printed that don't show up, they will get relisted to be claimed again. So to everybody who has offered up a printer at ERRF, thank you very much for offering your printer to the Friday night hangouts. Hopefully we don't need it, but if we do, I'll definitely be hitting you up. We have contests, and if you want to see the details on the contest after the stream's over, go back and watch the beginning of it again. And I went over all the details on all the contests except for one that I can't give any details on yet. So go back and watch those. But I'd like to thank Printed Solid. I'd like to thank Protopasta, Matter Hackers, and Martin for sponsoring the giveaways that we announced at the beginning. For those of you who didn't hear it, Martin is giving away 6, count it, 6 of his landscapes painted at ERRF, 4 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. 2, that's open to anybody at ERRF. So if you're there, be sure to drop your name and email in a bucket. Well, for Martin's, we're just going to be dropping your name in the bucket and maybe doing an email so we can shoot a quick email when we draw them. We're going to do 4 time slots throughout the day Saturday and 2 on Sunday. You have to be present to win his. So with all that said, we can't wait to see everybody at ERRF at the Friday night 3D printing community hangout booth. There are t-shirts and hats and sweatshirts and beanies available now to help support the channel or help support the streams. I think that's it. So that's everything for the Friday night hangouts. If you'd like to see more of what I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at Kuntry Cowboy and on YouTube, youtube.com/howidoit. And I also like to say thanks to everybody who came on tonight, and thank you, Walter, for hosting, and thank you to the chat for coming and watching and getting Walter to 500 subscribers.
Can we start keeping the link a little bit more private? We're getting some riffraff in here.
I know,
I'm sorry. Are you referring to me?
Yeah, somebody came in and completely messed up my flow of the outros. I mean, come on.
Is he in a hot tub?
But I've got to put him next. So don't worry, Mike. You're coming, buddy. I had something special for you. So we're gonna let Mr. I've been traipsing around California talking with everybody. Mr. Joe Mike Terranella do his intro and outro.
I gotta do both.
Both.
Oh, I better sit up for this. I'm in bed. My central time zone body still is not acclimated to this Pacific time zone. I'm Joe Mike, and I just came on here to be goofy because I love you all. And yeah, I've been doing kind of a little tour of SoCal, and we stopped by Robo 3D and talked to Braden over there, and that was cool to see their digs. Went up to Matter Hackers and finally got to see their headquarters, which I've been so jealous of watching everyone at the Matter Hackers meetups and all that. But went over there, hung out with Dave, and got to see the facility. Then met up with Pooch this morning and had breakfast with him and his lady, and my wife, who is next to me here and will not go on camera. What? Smart. And we all had a nice breakfast this morning up in La Jolla. So, but yeah, that's been my week out here in SoCal, just ripping up and down the boardwalk on Pacific Beach on an electric longboard and taking it easy and just hanging out. And so for my outro, number one, I won't be going to ERRF, and I'm sorry. I know.
I think he has very good reason.
Well, I mean, it's reasons. I mean, I've got a new job that, you know, they were kind enough to give me the time off to come out here to Cali to take care of putting my grandparents to rest, which we did tonight, which was great. And so I don't want to push my luck too much with them and ask for like a Friday off so I can go to ERRF and then probably be wiped that Monday. So yeah, I'm gonna sit Murph out, but I will be there in spirit, and I will definitely be, you know, checking out all the Twitter feeds, and I'm really hoping that everything goes amazing over there, because I'd love to see that become a permanent institution in the 3D printing community for sure. Yeah, but my YouTube stuff and Twitter stuff, that's not important. I mean, it's all my name. So if you're really curious about my stuff, it's all my name, Joe Mike Terranello. That's it. But yeah. Thanks for letting me hop on and kind of wreck things a bit.
Tell Mrs. Joe Mike we all say hi, and to thank you for letting you stream from your bed instead of the jacuzzi.
and Joe Mike, Eddie Moser wants to know, did you get your pulse?
So anyway, no. I wasn't expecting one either. I mean, like, you know, we were walking through the Matter Hackers HQ, and there's literally like, I don't know, within a spitting distance, there's like 4 pulses on each table. And then he takes me back to the place where they're building the pulses, and the whole time he's got this huge smirk on his face. And he's just like, I'm waiting for more Dave facts. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got like 100 more. But yeah, no pulse. I'm still a zombie.
All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the Midnight Giant.
Hi, everyone. I am the Midnight Giant, also known as Mike. My main thing is printing crazy fantasy weaponry of all shapes and sizes, usually on the large size. I will be attending ERRF, and I'll be having an awesome new display that's designed with some of my buddies. I will be giving away, due to IC3D, they helping me out, and they're giving 3 rolls for me to give out at MRF, so I'll be having a raffle at my display. So, and it's a free raffle. Come by, sell a little slip, throwing in probably going to be a bucket. Don't know that yet. And I'll be announcing the winners probably on Sunday. One other thing I'm also going to be doing that I did it at MRF is I'm going to be having these notepads. There's little notepads on my table, and if you have an idea for any kind of design of weaponry, you can draw it on there real quick. And I'm actually going to be printing and painting and finishing 2 of them. One's going to be for myself, so I can put on display, and one I'll be sending out to the person who does the drawing on. And that will probably be something I'm going to do within this next year. Try and get through all of them. And that's about it.
I want the scythe from Halo, but full size. That scythe sword that the elites use in Halo.
Oh. Yeah, that's on the list. I've got so many things to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm done.
Well, I guess, Matt, that means it's my turn to do my outro. And you can find me everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. My wife is running in here.
You got 500 subs.
I got 500 subs, and I would like to thank the chat for that, for pushing me over the 500. And for those of you that follow my channel, you know what that means. We're going to wait 1 week to make sure that, you know, people don't change their minds, and then we'll move along with what I've said. everywhere you can find me, it's at Kuntry 3D. This is my lovely wife, Regina. She'll be with me at ERRF. We will be at ERRF. On my table is a printed Hypercube Evo. That will be at ERRF, as well as my original printed printer I had at Murph. I do want to take this time, and this is completely off of there, but I am backing this guy, and through no monetary or compensation whatsoever. There's a new subscription box out there. It's called Alien 3D, the UFO boxes. They did a little spot on Community Catch Up, but I've been promoting him every day. He's part of the Country Club, alien3d.us. Go check him out. And that's me. If you want to find me, it's Kuntry 3D. It's pretty easy. We'll see you at ERRF for sure.
And real quick, just so everybody knows, this was Joe Mike's thought.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, as soon as I took that picture, I mean, like 5 kids just hopped in that thing, and that just makes for chaos. So, oh, hey, let's not go there. Oh man, I don't know if you can see this. My tan line. I figured a guy like Kuntry 3D would appreciate this farmer's tan, right? Oh, you like that, Walter?
Oh yeah, because I got one too. My wife was talking about mine yesterday. She's like, "Look at that tan! Look at that tan line." But
yeah,
there was one thing I did forget to mention. If you're not already and you haven't followed along, tomorrow we will be doing the epic stream of making this printer print, whether it's 3 or 10 or 15 hours of fun-filled boredom watching me build it. We will definitely be doing that live. She's going to get you, Joe Mike Taranella.
She can't hear us.
Oh, smart man.
Sneaky.
Until she rewatches this later.
She won't.
I don't know what else y'all would like to talk about, but y'all know I do have a show tomorrow.
Well, we got John. He's coming to ERRF. What would you like to see, John?
Yeah, there you go, John.
What are you bringing? What do you want to see?
Well, I'm only bringing myself. I'm bringing the original banner from Murph. Bringing the You Do It tablecloth.
John's going to be doing a speech.
I am doing a speech. Yeah, that's going to
be a content creator.
Yeah, so the issue I'm having is that there's a lot of people that are saying that it's a bad time to get on. I'm like, no, it's not, and they don't want to create content because they think it's stupid. And I'm like, it's documentation. If you document what you're doing, you're potentially helping somebody else. If you don't like doing it, don't do it. But if you're on the fence, you should probably do it. And that's what I'm going to talk about. And the influencers who have helped me shape my channel to get where it's at now, by the way of producing content in a certain way and everything. So they're the people that I'm going to essentially like say that, look, I didn't get here on my own. There was a way paved for me through these other influencers like Roberto Blake, Sean Cannell, Gary Vaynerchuk. They all do amazing things, and they're trying to help us by not learning everything on our own. Basically, it's almost like a mentorship. So,
Gary V's stuff was really good. What was that book? Just Do It?
Well, there was Crush It.
Crush It. That's the one I'm thinking about.
Crushing It.
Yeah, that was great.
I got the audiobook at your recommendation, and you were right. The audiobook, he goes off script so many times that, the book was written, and then there was all this crap that happened with Snapchat after the book was written, and he talked about that, and he's like, don't discount it because it's still a thing there. And so he's got some good insight.
Yeah, and he's really fun to follow on Twitter as well, if you're not already.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so if you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, he's a entrepreneur. He's a venture capitalist now, but he got to that position by being bored in life. He hated his job. He hated learning in school, and he went to work for his family, who had a $5 million wine business, and he started a marketing campaign essentially on social media. And this was back in 2009, maybe 2006, somewhere around there. And he grew it to $60 million by doing all these things using free marketing. YouTube is free. Facebook is free. All these different platforms are free.
All about building a brand is kind of his thing. It's like build a brand and then just go out and be the brand.
Yep. And that's like what Fun King is. And Xander.
I suck at a lot of things, but I'm good at branding.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anyone who doesn't see a happy smiley face with a crown on it and doesn't think of Glenn and Xander anymore.
Yep, that's right. Originally, it was Forrest Gump, right?
Originally, it was what?
Forrest Gump. Isn't that who invented the happy face?
The happy face. Are we after? I don't want to demonetize this video. Never mind.
We're at 12:30. You're good.
I won't be responsible for yet another one.
You gotta remember, Joe Mike, I'm not monetized yet anyway.
All right.
Free pass.
That gave him a lot of options.
But we have children present as well.
What time is it?
Glenn, pull Xander's headphones.
No.
We don't use no stinking headphones around here. We're on speaker.
I'll be a good Joe Mike.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything else for ERRF? Joe Mike, what do you want to see pictures and streams of so far that you've heard about at ERRF? What's something as an outsider you want to see?
Well, I tell you, I definitely want to see the finished product of the 3D printing logo, the Friday 3D printing community hangout logo, the community build. I definitely want to see the finished product of that with some form of like something for reference. And if I swear if I see a banana, I'm gonna punch somebody. But
somebody bring me a banana.
So maybe like a
banana.
I'll have a pickle.
Pickle works as long as I know what kind of pickle it is, because they range in sizes. You know, if it's one of those itty bitty little, I don't know what they call those.
Gherkins.
Oh, it's a Joe Mike pickle.
Whoa! Whoa!
Demonetized.
I love you, Joe
Mike.
Mike.
Bring the wife on the stream here in a second. Refute this.
We have to get the picture with the banana outside in the parking lot on Sunday.
There you
go. Let's see. Other than that, just would like to see what kind of vibe you're getting. I know, like Murph, traditionally, you know, the roots of Murph have always been the projects and people coming with their various iterations of RepRap machines, and that's what takes up 95% of the tables at Murph. So I'm curious to see if you get that same kind of showing at ERRF, where the community comes out and brings out their machines, brings out their latest innovations. I know there's lots of sponsorship, and so there's going to be lots of vendors out there and lots of companies. But I would like to see the community aspect that is already in Murph show up in ERRF. I think if you can get that going, ERRF will last as long as you want it to. Get everyone involved, get everyone like, this is a place where I can bring my Mendel from 2002 and people are going to go, holy crap, that's a Mendel, just that kind of thing is what I'd love to see there. Other than that, just pictures of you all having a good time and the community enjoying being the community. And that's what it's all about.
Joe Mike, what you were just saying about the about the community back in ERRF and being included. I believe that since they started, promoting this at Murph, that I think the outpouring and the acceptance of has been massive. They're not starting from 5 guys in their garage. The 3D printing community has come, so they have that backing, and that
Hey, Walter.
And it's going to help that.
Walter, you might have to unplug and plug back in your USB mic. You got Cyborg on us.
Oh, am I? Is that better?
Did you try turning it off and back on again?
Yeah, now you're probably good. You sound good so far.
I am an IT professional.
Yeah, I didn't have it plugged in. That was me. No, I'm just kidding. Is that better?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, it must have just been my internet for a minute because 1.5 megabit.
Oh, you got AT&T?
No, I have CenturyLink DSL.
CenturyLink. Oh, that's even worse.
And we live at the very end of the line where they offer the speed that we have. I mean, we're like 6 feet over the length that they push this speed to. So
yeah.
So in other words, what Walter's saying is at 8 o'clock every morning, everybody at CenturyLink's going, "What the hell's going on?"
Yes.
You don't have gigabit fiber like me.
Shush up, Martin.
No, he doesn't even have gigabit cable like me.
Okay, let's not even talk about the gigabit bullcrap because I live in Kansas City, which is Google Fiber everywhere.
Gigabit capital of the world.
Yeah, except where I live.
Well, that was a poor choice. You just bought a house not that long ago.
I tried to find a house that was in the fiber hood, and it was just like impossible to find a good house at a decent price in the cities that have it. We ended up staying in the city that didn't have it, but literally I go 5 minutes north, south, east, or west fiber, and it's like, it was just our city council who boned the whole deal. Google came in and was like, "Hey, we want to give your city fiber," and they were like, "Hey, that's fine as long as we own the fiber." And they're like, "Hey, next city, you guys want fiber?"
Hey, Joe Mike, where I live at, dude, we have 14.4 water.
14.4 water. It takes a true nerd to appreciate that joke.
I was thinking 14.4 was pretty fast for water. 9,600. Yeah.
Yeah, the 2,400 where you have to set the faucet over on the cradle to get some water out.
Xander just said, "I don't understand."
Yeah,
it's way over his head.
At least he doesn't have the 56K water that goes bong every couple of seconds.
Dude, I don't know about y'all, but I was so excited when US Robotics came out with the 56K modem. I mean, I was ecstatic.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember the first external, the serial port one, 25-pin serial port, 56K. And then they came out with the internal PCI version. I was like, this is the future.
This is never going to get any better than this.
Yeah, I can remember running 2400 baud, and a friend of mine came over who had 14.4, and he was watching me download stuff, and he's like, "This is ridiculous. I'm going to go home and use my computer." And I thought, what a prima donna,
Hey, the first thing I ever downloaded that was a massive download, I downloaded, Bassmaster Pro or some game or whatever. And it was 12 megabytes. It took 4.5 days for me to download it. I was so hoping the power didn't go out. Nothing happened to the phone line. It was crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was pretty much living with my grandparents at the time when I got 56K, and I was down in the basement, and I'd be gaming on the Zone. For anyone who remembers the Zone, I'd be playing like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter or Age of Empires, and then someone upstairs would pick up the phone, and it's done. Just don't pick up the phone. We eventually got a second phone line, and then DSL came out, and then we were like, well, there's that.
How many of you remember this product from Google?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
That was Google's TISP. Just one Wi-Fi around, just flush it down. That was our April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Wow. Ethernet through the toilet.
Yeah. I remember when Intel first released Wi-Fi for home use. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called At Home, maybe. But it was like just this weird thing because no laptops had it. I mean, Wi-Fi wasn't a thing yet, and we had just gotten DSL, so broadband was brand new. Always on internet was a new concept. You know, it was like you'd hop on the computer and you didn't have to dial, and you're just like, oh, I feel like I'm missing a step, but no, you just open up, you know, Netscape, and boom, you're on the web. It's like, and then Wi-Fi came around, and I had this old laptop and was able to hook up Wi-Fi via a PCIM card, the old school big fat slot cards, and get wireless. And that was just like the beginning of, you know, what would I mean, I'm on what is now essentially as powerful, if not more, definitely more powerful than my laptop, using a cellular network with speeds that far surpass what that little home Wi-Fi and DSL connection were capable of. And that, to me, blows my mind. And it makes me kind of giddy for what's to come and what my daughter is going to be born into. So it'd be neat.
I don't think 3D printing would have been as popular without the internet.
Oh, heck no. We needed open source for 3D printing, and open source flourishes on the internet.
I don't even know that 3D printing would exist without the internet. Like the idea, the concept of it, sure, but like actually getting to where we are, never.
Attach the sinker to the loose end of the cable, take one safe step backward, and drop this weighted end into your toilet.
The funny thing about that is, I didn't remember it back when they did that for April Fools, but they were talking fiber optic then. I bet you this was long before they bought all the, oh, well, they were buying it, I guess, at that point. But before they went to Kansas City and opened up the fiber for gigabit, like this is years before that. I forget how long ago that was, but it was pushing probably about 10 years ago they did that.
It's gotta be. Yeah, KC's had fiber for like 4 or 5 years now.
I'd say probably about 5 years.
Yeah.
I pulled that screenshot up so that people could see it a little bit more for that didn't understand it. But basically, flush your fiber optic cable down the drain.
If anything's going to work through the plumbing, it's going to be fiber optic. Or turd packets.
Dropped packets.
I'm just dropping some packets.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. We've gotten completely off the subject of Earth, and it is 1:45 in the morning. So, if anybody got anything else, Vicky?
Oh no, I was scratching my head.
To promote.
Just buy your tickets, please.
Matt, John, Joe, anybody else?
Just one big, huge thank you to the people organizing Earth. Vicky, Nick, Lauren, Chris, thank you very much for putting this event on.
Oh, yeah. And then when you see Nick at Murph, call him Powder. He'll know what it means.
Powder?
Yeah, Powder.
Joe Mike, should I do that before or after I get permission from him to use the PA system?
After.
After, okay.
Or you can just go up to him and go, "Hey, Powder, do you mind if I use the PA?"
I'm not sure if I might want to know the backstory here before I do that.
Have you never heard of that movie, Powder?
Never seen the TV movie?
Oh man, it's about an albino guy with special abilities, which is Nick. It's Nick.
Okay.
I gotta catch a flight to Kansas City in the morning, and it's an early flight. So, guys, I love you all, and I'm sure I'll see you on the Twitters and the interwebs, and then wherever life brings us.
In the next hot tub he finds.
Yeah, I'm going to keep searching.
Yeah, see ya.
Congratulations on 500, Walter. Incredibly deserving of that and more. So I hope the trip to 1,000 is in order of magnitude shorter than the trip to 500 was.
Well, the thing about it is, Joe Mike, I can't say anything, and I want to thank everybody for getting me to 500. But I only started YouTubing in January. It hasn't, you know, this has been great. It really has. And you guys, the 3D printing community are fantastic. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that you do like so much more cooler things on your channel than I do on my channel. So you deserve like.
Uh-oh, we lost Joe Mike.
No, that's Joe Mike's fashionably leaving.
Yeah, you apparently deserve absolutely nothing, Walter.
That's right. Absolutely getting the heck off of my channel.
Something else, too, I just thought about. Chris posted the talks at ERRF are, I believe, planning on being streamed on the ERRF YouTube channel. Which, Vicky, if you have that handy, if you could throw that in the YouTube chat.
I'm going to grab it.
So make sure you guys go over and subscribe to the ERRF YouTube channel. We'll get links in the description. I'll smack Walter around tomorrow when I'm giving him crap doing his build to get that in there.
Joe Mike did say his call drop, but yeah, I don't believe that for a minute. All right, Vicky got the channel up there. That's good. If nobody has anything else, I'm gonna click it over to me and sign out, and we'll do it that way. Is that the way we do this?
Sure.
All right, guys. Y'all been watching the Kuntry Club. We've hosted the Friday night 3D printing community hangout for the first time ever. They'll never let me back again. I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed tonight and got me over 500. I look forward to seeing all of you at ERRF, and I'm going to close with this right here.